Go. Moving on. Turn. I am turn. I am turn. Hey, Emily, what's up? I am turn. Almighty. Emily is here. Hear ye, Emily is here. Hear ye, Belle is here. Hear ye, Sky High is here. Wow, that'd take a long time. Imagine doing that. Ooh, that'd be crazy. Evening. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Some in my eye. It's a tear. There's a tear in my eye. Checking in, fellow cadets. Hello. What's up? What's up? Bobby's here. My little orb of Ossivox. Getting formation for you, England. I don't know. With what's about to happen tonight, I'm scared. I don't know what's about to happen. It's a long chapter. There's so much that could happen. It's crazy. Go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over. If the high was worth the pain, longer. Then tell me that's insane. What's up, Pixie? It's gonna be fun, Emily. For y'all, more trauma for me. Hey, Mon made it. What's up, Mon? Hey, thank you for the heart, Mon. Look at that little fan club. I still don't understand what those mean, but those are so cool. Thanks, baby. I'll write your name. Welcome. Yes, you got here in time. Hey, Twisted's here. What a pretty lady she is. Hey, so y'all think hey, what's up, Vega? Hey, y'all think I got a chance with that Twisted lady, the Twisted List chick? Dude, the fan club is giving me monies? What? I see it, and it shows the people in there, but I don't know how to do all that. It's crazy. Maybe I could probably get a hug from her, right? I could probably, look, she sent me a little heart emoji. She's pretty amazing, I'm telling you. She's pretty, thank you, love. She's pretty high. DW, how you doing, fam? Hope you're feeling better than you were earlier today when we talked. Yes, it's very, very lucky. Trust me. I know above class. Leave the light on you. Oh, man. Oh, lucky man. Would you check your balance in your profiles? Okay, I'll definitely have to check that out. I will have to check that out. Oh, okay. Woo! I'm ready for tonight. I'm ready. That's why I didn't even do the hair. We're just beanieing it tonight because I know it would have probably got messed up. About the same, but you're here. Oh, my friend. Yes. Everybody, I hope DW feels better. Hope she starts feeling better. Hope she. Jackie's here. Welcome, Jackie. Where has anybody? I haven't seen P yet. I don't know if she was going to make it on time tonight. That's fine. We'll give it a few minutes like we did before. My little turn. Rawr. Dragon tails are always healing. I'm glad there's something. I'm glad there's something, man. I tell you what. Can someone share the Discord? Ooh, yes. Someone try and share that. That's... Why can't Emily share? That is interesting. Let me make sure you... Oh, I have to flip my camera still, don't I? Yes, I do. Boom, there. Now that should be better. Now y'all can see that. Moderators. Yeah, Emily is still there. She's watching the live now. Yeah, I don't know. That is weird. Hey, Lisa. Hello, welcome. Hey, those are some cool drawings you posted today. I saw those. Those were cool, just so you know. I believe they were today. Yeah. Yeah, you posted. So, yeah, those ones you today. I saw a lot of videos today. But yes, I saw the ones you posted. The dragons. Yeah, you posted the dragons today. The dragons. Right? You posted the dragons today, right? Now I'm losing my mind and thinking, was it today or yesterday that you posted the dragons? Because Mon did. Oh, man. Ooh, hang on. Now I'm getting days confused. I don't know. Getting confused. I think they were there. Hey, okay. All right. That's what it. That's why I'm getting it. That's why I'm getting. That's why I was like, wait, bam. That's right. Okay, that's why I was like, wait, did you? See, I just didn't connect the dots. I didn't connect the dots. If y'all don't know, y'all need to, for those, go check Lisa's and Mon's coloring pages. They're so cool. They got the cool little markers and the glittery pens and stuff. I can't do that kind of stuff, but it's cool. Oh, awesome. Heck yeah. I hope you have a good life tonight. Combining fourth wing and coloring. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate y'all. Bobby, hello. Welcome, Bobby. Hang your hand from my become my demons and I don't think I've seen Ashley or P. I see Jessica there. Yeah, Jessica. Hey, welcome. Belle's here. Put that there for a second. Yeah, I see Jessica's here. Hey, Jessica, welcome again. Ooh, okay, question is anyone here that was having remember how we were talking about only hearing through one earbud or AirPod or whatever wadoozle floozle y'all be using? Is that changed? Because I changed a setting. I'm going to see if that changed anything or if it's still the same. Ah, it is fixed. So you yesterday you only heard one, but now you hear me out of both of them. Out of both of them? Both of them. Nice, okay. How about you? You too, Liz? She gotta go put her earbud in. She cooking dinner. She cooking dinner right now, so that's good. Never had that issue. So and it's still being normal? I only listen. It's working now? Both of them? Nice. So I had to take it out of stereo and put it into mono for y'all to hear it in stereo. Who in the what the flippin' it flaps? What the heck? That is so wild. I have to put my settings in mono for it to broadcast to y'all in stereo. That is some wildness. Oh shit, Sip, what's up, my guy? My best fucking friend. Dude's so busy now, I barely see him, unfortunately. Is your computer fixed yet? You get your computer working, bud? Sorry, everybody. Big Sip. He probably gonna be like, why are you fucking talking about me? But Allie Grace, why you do that? But anyway, Big Sip, that's my best friend. He was in the army with me for most of my career. But yeah, real good dude there. Allie Grace, you brought your mom. I'm sorry. Welcome, Allie Grace's mom. Allie Grace, I'm just gonna say, Allie Grace, that's how much she loves you because she's bringing you into this world. If there was ever a question, nope, there you go, because she's showing you this side. She's showing you this. Oh, wow. I'm just saying, bringing families together. Let's do it. Preempt. Hey, I'm telling you, I hope you. Oh, she's read the books, but she hasn't experienced this and the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know the word I want to say. And yes, y'all are very flat. Yeah. Okay. I'm just as long as everybody's been forewarned and they know what they're getting into. You know what I'm saying? Eloquent. We're going with eloquent. Why is this the best family-friendly adjacent show? Oh, that's funny. I'm scared. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it's an experience, all right. It is. It's an experience in here. Let me tell you. Oh, hell yeah! Pierce the veil. Yay, moving on away from me. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, that's very passionate. We so passionate sometimes the tiki-talkie is like, no, you can't be that passionate. Like, what are you doing? I think we like really that angry. All right, we're gonna give a few more minutes to just give a few more people here. And then we will get started tonight. She brought up the googly eyes. Like, have you warned her about anything? Hang on, I don't want to read ahead a little bit. Has she been warned about anything, or are you bringing her into this fresh? Like, I'm sorry to single out this right here, but we got to talk about like how much warning is mom get? Oh, not much. Oh. Okay. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy. I apologize for what you may or may not hear. Oh, I love it. This is going to be great. Oh, fine. Best behavior. Family friendly. Okay, hang on. We're good. Connor, somebody's mom's in here. What the fuck do I do? What? Manners? Shit. I'm 48 years old. I hadn't used them ever. What the fuck is he talking about? Hi, everybody. How we doing? All right. She's pretty cool at 70. Hell yeah, she's cool at 70. That's the hell yeah. That's awesome. The bow on the wall. Yes, I can pull that down really quick. 1 second. Hang on a second. We can get the bow down. I'm here. Don't worry, TikTok. I'm being safe. I promise. We're being safe. It is a so. You'll never believe who made this. Take a wild guess. Who made this. Yeah, let's not talk about Hobbes now. So try to bring a little closer view. Little cobra head. See if I can get the camera. So you got a cobra head there. So that's real cloth wrapping that she wrapped in it. So you can see the light really doesn't do it justice, but it's got a little bit of shading. She still will tell you that it's not finished and she's mad for me showing it. But yes, this is another Twisted List project. So she combined the best of both worlds. So this is actually a bow from Assassin's Creed that she's working on replicating it. But I used it for our cosplay when we did the epic cosplay, and I was Odysseus and oh god, not Poseidon, Penelope. Sorry, right? Yeah, no. God bless America. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we did. I have a bad memory when names. Why? I can remember everything but names. Anyway, digressing. I'm going to put that there. I'll hang that back up later. All right. So, was it Penelope? Was it Penelope? Who is her? Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, I'm going to yell that.
You're telling me that you heard Penelope 4,783 times a night from Arya's bedroom. You can't remember?
I'm just trying to remember if that was the character Penelope. It was. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I pronounced her name.
Penelope.
I wasn't like, was it her? Was it Persephone? Was it, I wasn't, Okay, see, I got it right. I got it right. Yes. So it's Penelope and Odysseus. So that's what we did. That was last year when we went to the Comic-Con here. That's what we did. Hey, Ashley's here. Welcome, Ashley. All right. I'm gonna get started. Welcome, Ashley. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Thank you for asking about it. I like to show off the things this makes me and stuff. It's super cool. Let's do it. Which one? Which one we going to? Freaks of the world unite. We're working on names now. I don't know. I think right now I like voices. Calling y'all my voices. Join me tonight live as me and my voices read Iron Flame. I don't know. It's ever been C2E2? No, never been there. The Cult of Wise. The Cult of Wise, that's hilarious. They couldn't handle us. They couldn't handle it. Nah, they couldn't. They wouldn't know what to do. They'd be like, what the hell? What is going on? Yeah, I talked about lightning welding in front of my 16-year-old. He suggested that she... what is Jessica saying? Dresses riders. That would be wild. Okay. The dragon Jesus. That's crazy. Okay, imagine this. We all dress as riders, but we get like the inflatable dragons too. And then we can just sit there and we'll like make little pouches, right? So we can like put them in the wall, rock around, we're like, oh, get our dragons. And then you hit the little button, the dragons, and then we just run around with dragons. That would be pretty epic, I ain't gonna lie. And goggles, gotta put the goggles down. Some rune daggers. Ooh, yes, some daggers. That's a great idea. Lightning between the blades. Interesting, I like it. The inflate. Yeah, see? There we go. There she is. And googly eyes. Yeah, some people can have googly eyes. And then we'll give some people like the springy eyes. It'll be cool. We'll have a joke group one day, and then another day we'll be serious, and everybody do like real cause. You know what I'm saying? We'll go like serious, just walking, like strutting. Like if we're gonna do this, like we gotta plan like a year out, because I'm gonna go like superhero freaking in like I'll actually like go to the gym again, like I was in the military, and put some weight back on. Anyway, digressing. Springy eyes for the Vinny. Oh, yes, we can get people with the Vinny. Hey, Sean made it too. Welcome. Here we go. There they are. Let's do it. Sean and Pete. All right. I think most everybody's here. We're about 23, so C2E2 is a 3-day event. March, April. Okay. That'd be something to plan for a year or so. Interesting. We shall see, young ones. Chicago? That's cold. Wait a second. That's awfully up north and an awful cold time of the year. Whoa, that is... Why did the sword light up? That's why it's the star. That's why it was the star sword. Man, she said Chicago. It is so cold up there. Are you crazy? It's so cold. Not 50-ish. 50-ish. She said 50-ish. What did you say? 50-ish? Nah. No, no, that's cold for me. I'm sorry. Okay, that's where we're going with tonight. Exactly. I don't do the cold at all. Oh, man. All right, we're on chapter 43 tonight. This is the long one. That's what she said. Wow. It's negative the best book club. Well, we might be classified that by now. But, we don't drink the Kool-Aid. We don't drink the Kool-Aid. New here, found you from a Wise post. Oh, hang on, let me go back. I'm sorry. Let me finish seeing that. Found you. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the madness and all the voices. All the voices. It's 100% a cult. Wow, y'all have just declared yourself a cult. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it has begun. It has begun for the wonderful things it's done. All right. Strap in. It's a wild ride. Up, boy. Are we ready? Are we ready? The voices, the wise cult of pharaohs. That one was kind of funny. I think that the voices, the wise cult of pharaohs. That's hilarious. Everyone else living so close to the States. All right, everybody's saying, I'm saying readies. All right. My nose. Just started running, of course. Been fine all day long, and now, bam, we do this. It's going to go. Okay. Iron Flame. We are on chapter. Okay. Do we need a recap for anybody that doesn't know what's going on right now? Anybody that might be new here? I know most of the people that are here are the normals, the regs, the OGs. So, all right, just a quick recap. Violet and them, they took half of Basgiath, right? And they're out. And then they tried to make the ward stone work. It didn't work. And then she got trained by Felix. Felix basically said, you ain't learned shit. She needs an orb or a conduit to focus her devices, right? They're going to work on it again. And then they decided to take a family trip to Discount Tire, right? Because they got to go talk to that chode. Because and then he makes, again, like I said in my video reviews today, the Sorengales, don't ever take them to a car dealership. You're going to walk out of there with the fucking a $10,000 car worth $80,000 and priced at $80,000 with 24% interest, and it's gonna feel like one of my soldiers trying to buy a freaking car again. Like, what are we doing? Like, they're just deal. Like, fucking, they're Oprah handing out deals. Like, can we? No deal. Hit the button just once or twice, right? So she ended up fighting a Vinny. She had to fight a Vinny. Taryn, he comes flying in the back. They did some cool double knife throw to the feet. Lightning electrocuted him. Boom, he gone. And then Zayden, Shadow Daddy. Okay, go Pharaoh. I'll wait. Okay, there you go. That's all you get right now. You can't say too much about him. So he ended up choking Viscount Teoscar. God, I keep wanting to call him Teoscar Hernandez. Sorry, that's the right fielder for the Dodgers. It's my favorite baseball team. Viscount Tekaris, the manager at Discount Tire. He had him in the chokehold with the shadows, made him apologize for the very bad things that he did. And then they said, okay, we'll make a deal. And then the deal was he'll give him the luminary. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But he'll give up the luminary, but they got to supply them with weapons and also take the Griffin Riders back and train them. Right? And that's where fucking Brennan, Big Brother's like, sold. What did you say? What? I think that, and then she wants to punch her brother. Just like Mira punched him a couple chapters ago. All right? So that's where we're at. Is everybody with us so far? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of a wise telling. All right. Did I miss anything? Anything important? Oh, the British girl. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And cat's a cunt. Sorry, it's a British word. I will say that much. I don't like cat. She was using her magic. She doesn't have, remember, they don't have dragon magic or lesser magic. They got schmedium magic, and she got the brain powers, okay? And she was using her brain powers to add extra emotion. I forgot about that too. Yeah, because she's the manager's niece. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. That was the other part. All right, so that's where we left off. Boom. Brennan said, done. Brennan answers, as long as each flyer we take brings a crossbolt with them. I'm going to throttle my brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Here we go. From the dangerous waves of the Arctic Ocean to the lowest plains of Trenindor Plateau, the cliffs of Drala raise to above 12,000 feet in places, making them unflyable to Griffin. While there are 3 well-carved paths for the Navarre to ascend to the plateau along the Crovlin border, exists only one, and is deadly to both Griffin and Flyer. Do not attempt under any circumstances. So they're about to go across this motherfucking don't cross path. Like, why? Gotta fight a fucking war, wise. All right, here we go. My neck aches as I stare up and up and up the cliffs of Drowler to where they disappear to the thick layers of cloud cover. It's been 4 days since we struck the deal with Dakaris. 3 nights ago, we delivered the Luminary, a ring nearly as tall as Sigale and a vibrant blue crystal to an offshoot of the valley above Arisha, where the new forge is located. Yesterday, all cadets were ordered to get a good night's sleep, packed for a 3-day mission, and assembled the flight formation at 4 a.m. God, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if that's the U.S. military and they're saying form up at 4, we gonna have to be there at motherfucking midnight waiting around until 4 because you got back up and back. I'm just saying, oh, that sucks in the morning. And now we're standing in the field west of Dratheus, eyes in the drifting gathering on the other side of the first wing as the sun burns off the early morning haze. He can't be serious, Roddick said beside me in formation, his neck craned at the same angle as mine, between the 100 Aretian cadets, an equal number of flyers packed into this grassy field. I guess 95% of us look exactly the same, gawking at the steep, barely visible narrow trail my brother just pointed at with absolute incredulity. The series of ledges and switchbacks carved into the granite cliff looks more suitable to a mountain goat than griffins and blends so well into the terrain that it's no wonder the, Midaro Pass has been kept secret. Wow, the Midaro Pass. Is this like some sheep trail in 300? All right. Until now, agreed Vissa nods. He has to be kidding. That's not a trail. It's a death trap. The path Brennan's so excited about isn't wide enough to support a full wagon, let alone the width of Griffin. And he wants them to hike it? For us to hike it with them while our dragons fly patrol? Pretty sure what did you say? You want us to get the fuck out of here? Why, the Dragonfly Patrol, pretty sure he's serious. He wouldn't be here at all, Rihanna says over her shoulder. What the hell does he expect us to do besides climb with them? Eric asks as his voice calms, keeping his voice down. Catch them if they fall off, Riddick suggests. Right, because we're capable of catching a griffin. Imogen remarks, my brow furrows as I study a steep trail. It's not a narrow path or even the griffin traps Brennan described that worry me, but my own endurance. 12 hours of constant climbing is going to torture my knees and ankles. Watch your back, Zayden warns, his voice already fading as he flies east in Sigale on a mission I'm not privy to. I don't have time to question every flyer about their intentions. As if his personal recommendation would help the lack of trust between our two colleges. You've already warned me, I remind him, feeling him slip away. Don't die. I'll see you in a few days. The rush of the warmth, and then it fades along with the shadowy presence in my mind. Ahead of me, Baylor covers a jaw-cracking yawn with his fist as Brennan continues to lecture us about the length of journey ahead from where he stands to our bound stack of crossbows, amplifying his voice over the field. The journey should take you 12 hours, though I recommend taking time to rest along the trail. His gaze scans over us as if gauging our reaction, which is mostly speechless. The only sound is the fall breeze rustling from the leaves in the scrub oak trees at the south end of the field. Even the dragons and the griffins fall silent around us, as if they can't quite believe what's being suggested either. I mean, okay, look, if the dragons and griffins are saying this is dumb and stupid, it's probably dumb and stupid. Like, are we sure the adults are in charge? Are we sure the adults are in charge here? Good God. So they can push this off. A rider from Third Wing asks, I don't think he's joking. The question is exactly why you'll be going with them, Brennan says, avoiding my gaze entirely as Serene climbs up the pile of bound crossbows to stand with them. Not only have the wing leaders given the locations of the griffin traps to disarm them, you'll need to learn some mutual respect and trust before we can be educated together. It's like asking the Army to trust the Air Force, yo. It fucking doesn't work. No rider will respect a cadet who hasn't crossed the parapet. He suggests the trail behind him. Behold the parapet for them to cross. It's narrow. It's not that narrow. They're gonna... Okay, that's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of funny. That's funny. You just give him the get-along shirt? That's kind of funny. It's narrow, but it's not that narrow, Riddick calls out, earning a few scuffs of agreement from the riders around us. And if we were just risking ourselves, perhaps it would be appropriate to deem it inferior to your death bridge at Basgai, Serena states, clasping her hands behind her back and facing the riders half a formation. Sunlight catches on the palm-sized metal rings that fall in front of her shoulders, connected to the leather above. But consider while you climb, while you decide if you'll truly accept flyers in your ranks, her gaze catches mine, that while this trail is perfectly safe for humans, it's perilous for griffins. Okay. And ask yourself if you would risk the lives of your dragons climbing a trail built specifically to kill them in hostile territory so you can learn how to better destroy your enemy with the very people you consider your enemy up until last week. All right, well, if you put it that way, all right, I'll bite. Riders all around me shift their rate. She's right, I tell Taryn. Since Adarna is no more than 3-hour flight away, no doubt the midst of her morning training with the elders. Yesterday, you almost managed a full wing extension. Almost. I wouldn't risk either of you. Of course you wouldn't. Why would you? When I'm quite capable of carrying you all over the world. I can feel his eyes rolls. You did not bond the inferiority that are griffins. You bonded dragons. Take them for a walk and let them prove themselves. Jesus Christ, Taryn. Taryn is a grouchy old man. Taryn, and you know what's funny? Taryn said that with his full ass chest, okay? Just so everybody understands. That was said with his full fucking chest, just so you know. That take them for a walk and let them prove themselves. Damn. The way the Flyers look at us is more than they expect us to prove ourselves. You were chosen by dragons. That is enough. Each squad will be paired with the drift of equal strength to make the ascent. Brennan says, hopefully by the time you reach the top, you found some mutual ground on which you build the framework of our partnership. This is all in the spirit of camaraderie? Highly doubt it, Roddick mutters. In the meantime, your dragons will remain close, Brennan says. I've never be more than a minute flights away, Taryn promises. Have fun hiking. I hold him to it when we're given our assignment. Cat. Jesus Christ! Why? I know why, but I'm upset about it. Just let me vent. I get it. I'd have done the same damn thing if I was in charge, but fuck. 3 hours later, my calves are screaming in the constant climb, and the silence in the small force group has grown uncomfortable and painfully awkward. Removing my right hand from the sheer rock wall, I adjust the weight of my pack on my shoulder to ease the growing protest in my spine and check on Sloan. She's climbing steadily a few feet in front of me, giving the griffins ahead plenty of room to flick their lion-like tail. We're climbing single file with fourth wing leading the way. Only claw section is above us. The trail itself is challenging and although not unpassable, and while up to 6 feet wide at parts, it's narrow at a quarter of the places and where the path has disintegrated, leaving gaping holes that have human hugging the cliff walls to get by. Every time we reach one, the griffin stretches their grappling talons across while balancing its back claws and finding myself holding my breath that they can make it, considering that ones we're walking with are easily a couple feet wider than the path are. I'm surprised only 2 have fallen that I know of. They're able to catch themselves for now, but at higher altitude, this could get ugly. I look back at Marn, the flyer I've been paired with until the evening, and her griffin as we approach are already triggering traps. As we all approach an already triggered trap, the battering ram-sized log now lying harmlessly along the cliff wall where the path narrows. Be careful here, right at chest height. Nice. She offers me a passing lip smile. She's petite for a flyer, though still taller than me, with a heart-shaped face under dark hair woven in a long single braid that falls along a bronzed, ochre skin of her neck. Her dark hooded eyes meet mine without hesitation every time I look back to make sure she's following, which earns my respect. She's also Kat's best friend, which has me watching my back in more ways than one. I look back again to make sure they pass safely. I'm not going to fall off the cliff, she promises, as we make the sharp turn on the fourth switchback. Or maybe it's the fifth. The curves are the only places the trail is wide enough to walk in pairs. Neither is Djarla. DJ. Neither is DJ. The brown and white griffin front claw slips off the trail, and her talons screeches across the rock, the most nails on a chalkboard. Sorry. I've heard as she regains her balance. Sloan and I trade that look as surprisingly empty as hostility. Are you certain about that? I asked Marin, as all three of us pause, watching to see if any of the stones break off the rocky terrain. Anything that falls can be deadly to those climbing below us. The griffin arches over Marn and snaps its beak in my direction. Excuse me. Yeah, that thing could definitely crush my head. Got it. Excuse me. You're certain? I say, putting up my hand and praying to Dune that griffins don't punish humans for speaking to them like dragons do. Marin nods and scratches the feather chest of the griffin. She's sure-footed and a little temperamental. The griffin makes a chortling sound. Chortling. Is that a chortling sound? And we begin walking again. The narrow ledge is exactly why they aren't allowed to fly any portion of the cliff. There's no guarantee they'll be able to stick the landing without causing a rock slide and killing everyone beneath them. Even if she fell from this height, we just have to fly down and start again, Mira says, like it's a peace offering. It's the upper portion of the trail that worries me. Another 5,000 feet, and she'll struggle to beat her wings. She's not meant for the summit wing drifts. Summit wing drifts, I can't help but ask. Those best suited for altitude, for the flying in the summits of the Espen Range, she explains. Daja. We're going to go with Daja. I like DJ. Okay, Daja. All right, Daja. Cool. Daja might not want to admit it, but she's a lowland girl. From her smile brightens, even as the griffin snaps her beak rapidly a foot away from Aaron's ear. Like you would rather be stationed when the sea wing drifts after graduation. She laughs softly. No doubt it's something the griffin said. That's what I thought. Trust me. We don't want to be headed to Trenendair any more than you want us to be there. So why come? Sloan asks, walking too close to the next griffin and getting flicked in the face by its tail. Watch out, Sloan. Sloan falls walking on flat surface, okay? You need to be careful, my friend. What are we doing, my girl? Oh my God, what are we talking about? Like Serene said, it's our best chance of survival, not just for us, but for our people too. After another few minutes of tense silence, I ask, so where are you from? Drathis, Marlin answers. I'd ask about you, but everyone knows you grew up moving from outpost to outpost until your mother was assigned to Basgiath. My footsteps almost falter. Sloan glances back at me with raised eyebrows. You've been a hell of a ransom target, Mirren explains as we come to Jesus Christ. Okay, imagine learning that. Oh, wow. Fuck me running, dude. Hey, you've been a ransom. What did you say? Wow, Mirren explains as we come to a series of carved steps that meant to deter wagons. Honestly, most of us figured Rorison would nab you after the harvest his first year and gift us to you. You meant Cat figured. Sloane's tone has suspicious bite. Cat definitely figured, Marin agrees. Harvest, I asked, skipping over the whole Zayden should have kidnapped me insinuation. You mean threshing. Right. Okay, harvest, threshing. Right, Mira checks on Dodge's progress of the stairs before continuing upward. Whatever it is you call it. When your dragons either kill you or choose you. So our entire first year, Sloan laughs. Sloan made a funny. That was a good one, Sloan. That was a good one. Imagine our surprise when he shows up ready to defend you to death last year. I bet that was a pretty shock for them, too. I bet the manager over at Discount was pretty pissed. I look back at her because I don't hear the animosity I expect. There's none of it in her eyes either. Were you disappointed? She shrugs, the metal rings on her shoulders catching the sunlight with the motion. I was disappointed for Kat, but I wasn't exactly rooting for that toxicity any more than you would your best friend. Oh, they had a toxic relation. See? Kat toxic. She toxic. It's because of her power. I bet she'd be using that power to be getting her shit the way she want, right? Like when he'd be sad, she'd be like, oh no, like, I bet she'd be, I don't like, Cat's sketchy, y'all. Cat's on my, we're watching you, Cat. All right, sorry. That toxicity any more than you would want for your best friend. She's the one up there with Cat now, right? Your squad leader. I nod, moving forward along the narrowing stairs, keeping my body as close to the cliff wall as I can without scraping my flight jacket. Riri doesn't want Cat trying to hurl me off the trail. She probably would have, Marin admits, and a smile in her voice. She's a little unhinged. Welcome to my chat. Sloan offers keeping a good 10 feet between her and the griffins ahead of her and Riddick, Vissa and the flyer. I think the one is, what is that? Lula, but I'm not completely sure. Hopefully she doesn't try any of her mind work on Riri. She might find herself dangling off the edge. Riri isn't someone to mess with. My eyebrows raised. Shocked, Sloan says over her shoulder at me, keeping her hand on the cliff wall as we reach the end of the stairs. Don't be. Liam. So Liam, it's Ice-T TikTok. Liam didn't hate many people, but Kat was on that list. You know, listen, I'm sorry. It's right there on page 4 motherfucking 10. Let me make sure. Yeah, right there on page 410, halfway down. Don't be. Lamb didn't hate many people, but Kat was on that list. Fuck Kat. She's a twat waffle. I'm just saying. It's a Lamb. It's Ice-T TikTok. Fuck. Cat's a cunt. It's a British word. Motherfucker. Sorry. Anyway. Focus wise. All right. Sorry. Right. Okay. Right. Because he and Zayden were fostered together and he would have met her. Angry. Marin corrects him. I was going to say angry. Oh, hang on. Live was restricted for some audiences. I did it again. TikTok, it's entertainment purposes. It's a fictional story. I didn't say it in time. Oh no. All right, cool. We got us for 10 minutes, y'all. It's just us. Have fun. All right. Anyway, digressing. All right. Angry American Rex. I was going to say angry and relax, Sloan. None of us would dare channel power from our griffins when they need to stay completely focused on not falling for their deaths. At least it's not just me you hate. I bite back a smile at Sloan. I don't really dislike you. God, TikTok is so sensitive. Sloan said so quietly, I almost questioned hearing it. It's hard to really dislike you, and Sloan didn't. My confused look must be enough for her to continue. I'm in the late October letters now. When Zayden forced him to become my bodyguard. Okay. We turned at the switchback in the start of the next descent. This one a little steeper and the harsh gray rock of the cliffside. I look up and immediately regret my decision, stomach churning at the view that is nearly identical at the one below. It's cliff and more cliff. We both know my brother well enough to say for certain that no one forced him. Sloan replies, her shoulders dipping. I just wish Zayden had asked someone else. Anyone else. Damn. I get it. I get it. I get why Sloan would say that. I don't think I'm hoping she doesn't mean that in her British cunty way. You know what I mean? In the British way. And she's just like, because he guarded her and they became friends, so they felt they had to, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why. Is that what y'all think, or is that just me? Or is she being Britishy? I think it's more of a oh, okay. So we think it's more of a selfish, like, yeah, selfish. Like if he didn't guard her, right? Right. She just didn't want to do. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Right. Excuse me. Oh, you think Liam would have still done it? Okay. Interesting. I like that. Okay. So we're all thinking the same. Okay. Got it. I like it. I like we're on the same wavelength. I like it. He would have done it anyway. Fair statement. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I'm reading them right. All right. Here we go. Okay, so it was letter, bodyguard. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Oh, look. See, it's... And when Zayden forced him to become my bodyguard, we turned at the switchback. The next descent a little closer. I looked up immediately. It's a cliff, more cliff. Okay. We both knew my brother well enough to say for certain that no one forced him. Yep. I would have said, would ask someone else. Okay. Me too. I admit in a whisper, focusing on my footing where the path has crumbled to... God! Me too. I admit in a whisper, focusing my foot where the path has crumbled to nothing more than a few rods. Look out, panic voices call out above us. Our attention jerks up. The sky is gray and falling rapidly towards us. It's not the sky, it's a boulder! We're about to become debris that has us triggered a trap. Take cover! I shout, throwing my hands up and pushing back against the cliff wall, making myself as small as possible, while I reach for Taryn's power as this boulder hits the edge of the leve and the ascent above and barrels towards us. A boulder hits the edge of the leve. Wait, I just read that line. Holy crap, my heart beats in my ears. It's just like turning a door handle, just like twisting a lock. It's lesser magic. I can do lesser magic. With the boulder this size of a feather tail, I envision the boulder changing course and twisting my hand. Black streaks through my vision a second before an explosion sounds above me, and I cover my head with the hands as pebbles rain down. Taryn pulverizes the boulder with his tail. Thank you. I sag back against the rock, take a couple of deep breaths, and slow my hammering heart. Vi! Riri yells from ahead. We're all right, I shout back. Holy shit, Marin leans next to me, her hands in her chest. Morning star tail, Sloan asks. Morning star tail, I confirm, watching Taryn level out, then flying back in our direction. Within second, he's hovering in front of me with precise wing beats, his golden eyes narrowing. Woo! All right. Marin ducks her head and Sloan looks away. Hey, that wasn't my fault. I didn't slip. I lifted my brows at him. It would be a shame to have gone through the last year just to have to kill you on a measly hike. I scuff, noted. He flexes his wings, air gusting against my cheeks before he dives again. Is, that normal? Marin asks as we resume the trudge, my heart pounding through the surge of adrenaline. Which part? Taryn saving my ass, or the part about being grumpy? Because yes, both are normal. Rawr! Fucking Taryn. That's Taryn. Rawr! Arya. Arya made a good Taryn, right?
That's tough, bro. I saw it in the video.
Nice. Thank you, love. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay, here we are. When you walk your parapet, when you walk your parapet, there are rocks thrown at you, she clarifies. Oh, I shake my head. No, you just have to cross it, which is harder than it sounds. What do you go through to be chosen? We walk to the edge of Cliffsbane, look out over the river. There's about 30 feet deep at that point, and we wait for the drifts to fly by. Her tone lightens, and when we glance back, she's smiling. When they approach, we jump. What? Hang. Ooh, pump the brakes there, bitch tits. Rewind. What did you say? We walk to the edge of Cliffsbane, look out over the river. It's about 30 feet deep at the point, and we wait for the drifts to fly by. Her tone lightens when we glance back. She's smiling. When they approach, we jump. You jump? Sloane whips her head back, eyes wide. Marin nods, and the dimples form on her cheeks. We jump. And if we can land on a griffin, climb into position, and hold on, they bond us. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That might be better than having to walk in front of them and get chose to be eaten or not eaten. I'm just saying. I mean, she reaches up and scratches under Daj's chin. Man, that food smells good. Chin where the beak turns to feather. That's pretty badass, Sloane admits begrudgingly. What happens if you miss to the bodies that wash up on the shore? We both pause, turning fully to watch Marin respond. Have to admit, I'm curious too. Marin blinks. Bodies? No one dies. It's just like cliff. What did you? I used to do that in high school for fun. Are you serious? You just go cliff diving? Like I can do front 1.5, 2.5. You want some gainers? Like what are we doing here? It's just like cliff jumping. If we miss, swim to shore, dry, shake off, and embarrassment, and pick another. Get the fuck out of here. Wow. 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 You just swim to shore, I say slowly. Yeah, Mira nods and points, Sloane and me. And before you ask, it's you all who are the weird ones killing cadets on your conscription. I ain't disagreeing with that one. I draw black, letting her word. Technically, they're candidates, Sloane murders. We're only cadets once we cross. Doug, Jesus Christ, they're right. Well, I guess that makes it better, Mirren quips sarcastically. Hey, we're all moving or what? Sawyer calls from behind us. Moving, I answer. That's fine. Then turn and keep hiking up the incline as the pulse of our starbright energy courses down the bond of Terran. Whoa, Slarn says, putting up her hand over her heart. What was that? I felt it too. Marin blinks. Arisha's first hatchling has chosen to emerge. Terran tells me, his clipped tone, considering the news. We have hatchlings? I grin. Why don't you seem happy about it? We got baby dragons? Hey, what's up? What's up, Mr. J? Appreciate you being here, brother. I hope you ain't working tonight. If you are, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. They got baby dragons? Little baby dragons? I got baby dragons. Little baby dragon. Little baby Adarnas. And there's cool. Sorry. I'll show them later. Sorry. Baby dragons. I got sidetracked. Sorry. Okay. Why aren't you happy? The hatchlings choose these hatchlings' choice transforms a valley back into a hatchling ground. It changes the magic. Ever channeling creature within a 4-hour flight of the valley will know, ooh, that's just us. We're on the edge of about 3 hours away. I glance around too, noting that the others seem to be in conversation with their bonded ones too. Well, us and the flyers. And they found out once we'll get there anyway. My smile widens at the thought of Aretian-born feathertails. We have to trust them for this to work. I suppose we do. Damn. That's wild AF, yo. All right. By late in the afternoon, I'd rather command my soul to Malik than take another fucking step up this never-ending trail. I know. I have been there, girl. I have been there. I have been there with an 85-pound ruck. I know what you mean. No wonder Trinidor never suffered from an invasion from Pramil. Their troops would either be exhausted or dead, picked up off by a patrol of dragons by the time they reached the top. Every muscle aches and somehow simultaneously burning with the exertion, yet stiff from how calculated my steps have become the higher we climb, a result of dizziness I can't quite shake. Even reciting facts in my head isn't making it feel connected to my body anymore. My heart beats as the humming stressed pace, and I would give almost anything to lean against the cliff on my right, stop and rest for an hour or 2 or 4. We've halted at least twice in the last hour. The griffins are slow on the pace and are starting to make me worry about reaching the top at all. But at least none have fallen to their death. And the fights breaking out between flyers and riders aren't helping either. We've had to stop and march 3 times just to switch up where certain cadets are walking. Brennan might be right, that we'll respect the flyers for having climbed, but a day-long hike isn't going to solve the years of hatred we're born of each other. The afternoon is extra fun as we enter a thick layer of clouds that only allows a dozen feet of visibility, and our progress slows to what feels like a crawl. Hopefully these clouds mean that we're close to the top, right? Mirren asks, glancing with concern at DJ, whose steps and have grown closer with each ascent. Her head hangs and her feathered chest rises faster, shallower with every step. Hypoxia. Mirren is in the same condition as in the pairs in front of us. What the fuck name is that? A clibelaire? And his flyer, that's a dude? That's not a bird? Yeah, no, that is a bird. Okay. Clibelaire. Your name is now Club. And his flyer, Luli. Yeah. The silver specked wings are just tucked it aside. They're drooping. While the riders have become conditioned in the mountains surrounding Basgayeth and are often fly at 12,000 feet, the flyers can't say the same. The highest mountain in Pramil tops around 8,000 feet, which explains why the summit wing drifts wind would carry out in high-altitude village raids, as we heard at the battle brief. Even Sloan looks worried. Let me check how much further we have to go. I tell Mirren, softening my tone, please tell me where we're almost off this damn cliff. You feel closer, perhaps 3 or 4 ascents to the top? Taryn answers, but none of us can see a thing through the fog. Claw section is cresting now. I think we have less than an hour left. I offer Marn what I hope is an encouraging smile, but probably looks like a weary grimace. You sure you can't just pick them up with your claws like a crossbow and fly them to the top? I asked Taryn. They'd never tolerate the indignity of it. Besides, all they have to do is crest the cliffs. We have wagons waiting to carry the ones who will allow it. Right, because they can't fly to Arisha. Not in this condition. We can make it in an hour. Mirren says between huff's breaths. Luli, she says, calls ahead. It should be about another hour. Are you holding up? We'll make it. A weak voice responds ahead of the silver-specked griffins. Sloan braces a hand on the cliff and looks back at me. She and Vissia have been arguing, she whispers. It's getting quieter, but I can't tell if it's because they've worked out their differences or because Lulia can't breathe. And I think she just threw up. Altitude sickness. I respond just as quickly, and you don't have to whisper, Mirren states. Griffins are remarkable hearing, just like dragons, I mutter. No privacy. Exactly. Mirren scratches just above DJ's beak, reminding me of the spot above her nostril and Adarna likes. Gossiping, busy bodies. She says with affection, don't worry, Lula will win her over. She's the nicest of us. I wouldn't be so sure, slows, waiting for us to come up with her. Vis's family was killed in the Somerton raid last year. Lou wasn't even a cadet when that happened, Marn argues between shallowed breaths. If riders torched Dratheus, Sloan quips, arching the brow, would you care if you were walking with someone from the northern wing, or would you simply loathe all riders? Good point, Mirren admits, but it's hard to hate Lula. Plus, she bakes really good cakes. She'll win Vissa over with butterscotch once we get to Arisha. Just watch. A flash of a dragon wings appears through the fog, cutting through the cloud like a knife before disappearing again. At least they're still trying to do patrols, Sloan says as we continue forward. Brave, considering they can't see the cliff's edge, I add. A wave of tension and awareness barrels down my bond with Taryn. Guess he's not too happy about the lack of visibility either. Not there, a familiar voice shouts up ahead and the line halts. You'll trigger it. Chode! It's baby Chode! His name still sickens me. What the fuck is he doing back there? Sloan mutters. It doesn't matter how many times I explained that Chode didn't understand the consequences of stealing my memories. Sloan still despises him. At least y'all agree on that one. At least y'all agree on that. There's an overwhelming part of me that still does too. What'd I call that one? Clubby? Yeah. Clibby. Begins moving, picking away carefully up the path, and we follow, eventually coming to where Chode stands rigidly against the cliff wall, making himself as small as possible. Hey, anybody want to try to be Leonidas? This is Sparta! I mean, Chode is just right there. I'm just saying, the dense fog. Sorry. The griffin will be able to pass by. There's a pressure. And TikTok, it's fictional characters, entertainment purposes only. Nobody makes anything, means it. Excuse me, sorry. There's a pressure trigger, he warns, gestures at the section of the tail just ahead of the map clutch in one hand and holds out the other arm. So Riddick and Luli, I got to come up with a new, I can't get that name. Lula. It's fucking Lula. Holy shit, Wise. Lula. If not, it is now. Don't continue. We know it sends our arrows out, but know from where, so we can't disarm it. Hence why I'm standing here warning everyone about that particular section. I glance off the cliff wall, noting the numerous cracks in the face that could hide a number of munitions. Then back to the trail, where a rope has been laid across the rock mark of an untouchable area. It looks to be 5 or 6 feet across, maybe, which would already give me a little pause on the ground. But jumping in an area that big and on an unforgivable ledge at our level of fatigue, let alone Griffin's, is flat out intimidating. Hang on. Jumping in. No, you don't. No, don't jump. No, that's a pressure plate. That's a trap like I can barely see the damn thing past the rope in this fog. We have to jump. No, Riddick. Oh, Jesus God. Okay, let's see. Riddick says, hang on, y'all. This shit's about to get real. All right, here we go. Everyone made it across so far. Chode nods. Lula Marin leans over the cliff to see past Klibber, a small flyer with pale, nearly white hair and freckles that remind me of Sawyer. Looks back. I don't know. It's further than I've ever jumped before. She's the smallest of it. Marin doesn't bother whispering. Like you, Sloan adds, looking my way. Riddick, can you and Chode throw her across? Throw? That's kind of mean. Yahoo! They're gonna yeet us, the smallest. That is wild, yo. They want to yeet the littles. Oh my! I mean, oh boy! Somebody catch her, please. Oh God! Oh God and baby Jesus! Oh Lord help! Okay, sorry, I gotta find where I were. That's why I'm looking for where I am. All right, we have to jump. Lulu leaves small flyers. I don't know, it's farther than I jumped before. Hey, Riddick, can you Joan across? You mean can I throw you across? Riddick asks in his typical sarcasm. I snort. I'll be able to jump it. Like hell, Riddick is going to throw me. Lulu's head draws back in offense. Shit, I'm used to the altitude. I remind her, hoping to cover my accidental insult. What has everyone else done? I ask Chip. Hot! Lord. Fucking name. I see it and it's just dang the state. Fucking Chode. Running leap, he answers. We're just making sure whoever's on the other side is done recovering first so there's no impact. Gods, I wish Zayden was here. He'd simply pluck Lula up with his shadows and ferry her across. Then again, he might just let her fall. I never quite know when it comes to other people. Riri can retrieve something as big as a person. Sienna, our executive officer from last year, is up there with wind wielding, but isn't going to help here either. Our signets are useless for this. You jump first, Riddick, Chode. Chode orders. So I'm not throwing Lula. Why I can't even. I see that name and it just jacks me up. It's Lula. Why is it so hard? I don't understand. Lula makes it or she doesn't. Jesus. Just like Parapet. Vista says, trying her shoulder-length hair back. I'll go first. Chibi says he'll go first. Lula announces, then all three flatten themselves against the wall next to Chode so the Griffin can pass. Sloane's right. Lula's physically smaller to me, smaller and shorter than average. She's even my age since flyers start a year after riders, but she's suffering from altitude sickness, and I'm not. I'm just lightheaded, which might be the death sentence up here. The tip of another dragon wing appears in the mist, the flight pattern coming from the opposite direction. A brown, maybe? Is that Atrum? I ask Riddick. At this point, I'm about to beg for his aid and feel for pride be damned. No, he's up top with the others. They just finished carrying the crossbows and complaining about being treated like pack horses. The corner of my mouth rises. Sounds about right. Clever rocks back in his fawn in the, what is that, Otri Fawn and Autry. Fawn and Autry launches. What is that word? I'll have to look it up. And then launches forward, clearing the trap and skidding on his landing. Lula sucks in a breath, and Chibi's talons skim the ridge, but it quickly sags against the cliff, his back raising and falling with stuttering breaths. I'm torn between sighing with relief that the griffin made it and the acknowledging that the growing pit in my stomach that tells me there's no way Lula will. Oh my God. Mind asking him if he served at the railing. I asked the flyer. We're both going to have to run and leap. He'd be good at keeping us both from falling off the cliff. Chibi's head cranes back at the unnatural angle and the turtles aggressively in my direction. A small smile tugs Lulu's mouth. He reluctantly agrees. Viscera and Riddick, get over here. Chode orders. We need to keep in line. We need to keep the line moving. Vista backs up to where we stand, bounces off her toes and runs, pumping her arms and legs, and launches herself across the roped-off area and lands cleanly on the other side. Welcome to the other side. Break on through to the other side. If she can't do it, we're fine, I assure Lily, hoping it's not a lie. She's 6 inches taller than us and not nearly as winded. Lula swallows in no offense, but you look like you're about to pass out. I'm not. I lie. Taking a second to adjust the slipping wrap on my left knee, I haven't had enough water and enough time on my feet today, and my body is more than happy to let me know about the neglect. Gods, I would have never made it through the gauntlet if I had felt like this that day. Gauntlet? The idea takes hold. All Riddick starts. Wait a second. I brace my right hand on the cliff to keep from losing my precarious balance and steady the area above the trap, noting one of the thinnest cracks in the rock. What are we about to do? What are you about to do? Riddick, the best climber we have. So this idea is so stupid, it just might work. The yellowish brown color. Thank you, Belle. Appreciate that. Well, this is a dumb idea. Another dumb idea. Okay. Sit back, relax. We're good to go. We're protected. What are you thinking, Choda? Fucking guy. Does he have to be here? Can it be anybody else but him? Can it be anybody else but Choda? I'm sorry. Don't tell me anything. You have those little lines between your eyebrows. I'm worried how attached Riddick is to his sword. I breathe through the nausea, and it always accompanies the dizziness. It's standard issue, Riddick applies and follows my line of sight. Oh, you're thinking. Yep. I glance at Lily, and she catches on. His head nose sollies. I can't guarantee it'll hold. I try. I lift my brow. Riddick reaches for his sword. No! Cho draws his short sword, leaving the long one sheathed. Use this one. It has a longer pommel, and it'll be easier to work in. He hands the sword to Riddick and looks over at me. I still know how your mind works. Sloane scuffs. Riddick takes Chode's short sword and sheathes it in the empty spot at his left and climbs up a few feet before scrambling horizontal across the cliff face. What is he doing? Lily asked. Watch. I stay quiet so I don't startle Riddick. Come on, Riddick. Hand over hand, he carefully moves across the rock and plants his feet on a foothold that I can't even see, let alone trust, halfway across. He frees the short sword, drawing his elbow back as far as he can without losing his balance, then jabs it into the rock full force. The screeching sound is worse than a pissed-off griffin. Rock, he says to Chode, reaching back with his right hand. Chode picks up a loose one of the size of my fist, then stretches his long arm out toward Riddick, handing it to him. Riddick slams the rock against the pommel, hammering it deeper into the cliff, almost until every inch of the blade has disappeared. And I don't miss the sight and flinch of Chode's face. Ugh. All right, so he's taken his sword and he shoved it all the way in, so we got a little handle. We got a little handle, it looks like. All right, we got a handle or some shit. What are we doing? This is the dumbest idea. Throw me, okay? Throw me across the motherfucking goddamn... I'm just saying. Throw me. Okay? Throw me. Riddick grips the hilt and tests it with one palm, then two. I hold my breath when he drops all his weight onto it, and thank Dune, it doesn't give. He rocks his body backwards and swings forward, letting go at the height of his arc and landing on the other side of the rope. This might work. And suddenly, this is the gauntlet, not parapet, Sloan mutters. Easy, Riddick says, then pivots his face to me and holds out an arm. Let's go, Vi. I'll even catch you. Fuck off. I lift my middle finger, but grin across has a haze on him. I'm really hoping you're right-handed. I say to Luella. What is her name, Luella? Now I want to say Luella. Luella, fuck, I don't know. Whatever her name is going to be. We'll get that. I'll be yelled at in Discord later. She nods. Good. That hilt is 8 inches. That's what she said. 7, Dane. Chode, what? God damn it, Chode. Imagine a man actually shortening a girl's estimate. You get a compliment, you fuck it up for all of us. Jesus Christ, Chode. This guy can't do, he's done like 2 things right. That's it. Fucking it up for everybody. I can't help it but smile. Right, 7 inches. You just have to jump far enough to grab it. That's what she said. Then swing across like Riddick. That's what she said. Because Riddick swings both ways. I'm sorry, the jokes write themselves. That's sorry. I'm sorry. It's great. I'm sorry. It's funny. Because Riddick is bisexual. It's funny as hell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you don't see the joke, you need to leave. I'm sorry. If you don't get the joke, you need to leave. All right, anyway. Sorry. Digressing. All right. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Luella looks at me like I told her we'd be climbing the rest of this cliff by hand. Want me to go first, I offer? She nods. Please take the dizziness, and I swear I'll build a bigger temple in Arisha, I pray to Dune. But maybe the pleas should be aimed at Zanil, because damn do we need some luck. Butterflies attack my stomach. You sure, Choate? Asks. I level him a glare. You sure? You sure about that? He restates the fact, then he backs up to give me more room. Then I bounce off the balls, his balls, should have bounced off of his balls, of my feet and spring forward, planting the last step just before the rope and leaping towards the hilt. I feel every beat of my heart marking time. That means in place. As I am airborne, reach it, reach it, reach it! My right hand makes contact first, and I grip so hard, slamming my left into the available space and holding tight as my body swings so I don't fly forward and trigger the trap. You got this, Riddick shouts, holding out his arms. I will kick you in the face if you try to catch me. Why? Why? Just fucking take the goddamn help. Riddick, you can catch me, buddy. Swear to God. I would let Riddick catch me all day, every day, twice on Sunday. He grins and backs up a few steps, and I take a breath, and I take breath after breath, pushing back the engaging edges of my vision in sheer will, refusing to let dizziness win. I will not freaking die today. I don't want TikTok to ban me. Oh, I already got a restriction again? Why is that another restriction? For some audience contains I am harassing and bullying again? Oh well. Guess it happens. Again. Anyway, I will not fucking die today. Rocking my body back, I start swinging just like I'm on a gauntlet obstacle course, whipping my feet forward and back. When I have enough momentum, I mutter another prayer and let go. Flying toward that rope line, I hit the other side and pain explodes in my knee as I fall forward, catching myself with my palms. You made it. You made it. You made it. I chant, forcing the pain in a neat little box and shoving a lid over it, and I stumble to my feet. A quick sweep of my hand tells me I haven't dislocated my kneecaps, though the left one argues that it came damn close to abandoning ship. See, I forced a smile on my face and turn. You can do it. Oh, jeez. We're about to lose Lulu. Lulu, I'm sorry. Marin pats Lulu on the shoulder. Whatever she says makes the smaller flyer nod as I back up, moving forward to the center of the ledge and giving her the landing space. Catch her, Riddick. She lands in the obstacle just like I did, her feet kicking the distance before she reaches the hilt and holds on tight. There you go, I shout. Now swing until you feel the force you have to carry. I can't, she cries out. My hands are slipping. Shit! You can, Chodem encourages, but you better move now. Move, Lulu, Marin yells. Lulu starts the same rocking pattern Riddick and I use, swinging her feet to gain momentum, but then lets go. I hold my breath as she hurtles towards the line of safety. Her feet land just below the ropes, and her eyes lock on mine, widening with the terror as she throws herself forward, like the trap won't notice her misstep if she's quick enough. Oh, fuck. Maybe Chode's wrong. Maybe the trap is 12 inches before. Maybe. Maybe it's 12 inches. Never been 12 inches. Stop lying. Before the rope line, maybe she's in the clear. Maybe we all are. But clearly we have all prayed to the wrong God. Everything somehow slows and yet happens at once. Lulu dives forward, hurling her body at where she's looking, at me instead of Clover. I barely have time to open my arms before she impacts, diving me backwards into the angle into Vissa, toward the edge of the cliff. Oh my God, we're going off a cliff now. What the fuck? Riddick shouts. I try to pivot to heave as much as the weight towards safety of the wall as I can, but there's not enough time or strength, and we flounder, tangling in one another. Feet trip over feet. I start to fall. We fall free! Free falling! No! Our hands grasp at the waistbands and fall back my leathers and pull, changing in the direction of my fall. Riddick, my feet lose traction as my momentum shifts, and I hit my knees on the edge of the cliff, just in time to see Vissa and Lulu start to slide off. I can no longer stop. No, I scramble forward, rock scraping my torso, throwing my arms, reaching whoever is closest like a sound, gushing winds over my head. Vissa grabs hold of my left hand and Lulu grips my right wrist, the weight from both women taking me to join them. Oh, her poor body can't hang on. My right shoulder pops from the socket and agony rips from my throat with a scream. Vissa fumbles for a handhold along the cliff, but Lulu has both hands locked on my waist, her feet kicking for purchase. Pull me up! Lulu shrugs. I'm in too much pain to verbalize that I can't. Riddick! As I shout on the edge of the vision blurs, then blacken. Help me! 5 feet pound. Wait, no, it just says feet pound. Lulu's grip slides from my waist to my hand, and I chance to look over my right shoulder, hoping to rescue Vissa's weight. Disappears, plucked from the side of the cliff by a giant beak. Kimmy! Vissa is on the way. The griffin dumps the rider on the ledge, then cranes in its enormous neck toward Lulu as bootsteps race down the ascent. But all I see is Riddick staggering backwards toward the wall, 2 arrows piercing the side of his abdomen. I'm all right, he nods quickly, glancing down at the arrows, blood trickling from his mouth. No, no, no. I scream up the cliff, and the only person who can save him now, Brennan. Fudge! No! No! Really? Hang on, I'm sorry. No, Mom had to leave. Mom has to leave, but she said she loved it. That's awesome! I'm sorry. God, yes, ma'am.
I just want you to know you got called out.
I got called up for what? What did I do?
For censoring yourself. You said AF. They were disappointed. They were like, why is he doing that? It's so tame.
I saw the restriction.
I know. They came to that conclusion too.
I'm sorry.
We were just being silly.
So we lost Lulu, and Riddick is shot with 2 arrows right now. Is that what is happening? This is some bullshit. I mean, Lulu was cool. I like, what's her name, Marin? I like Marin better. So back to the little dragons. Aren't these cool little dragons? Little sleeping guy? They're just little cute little sleeping guys. You know what I'm saying? Little guy, a little sleeping guy. He's a little cute. Once Liz paints these, I'm going to do some giveaways. We're going to give away cute little guys like that. I'm going to give away cute little guys. Give some guys. Oh my God. This is the dumbest. Let's climb a cliff. Esprit de corps, coup de grace. Man, she made it. I tell you what, you can tell Rebecca Yarros. I was going to say this, so that's why I kept putting my hand up. I'm glad I remembered it. You can tell her husband was in the military. He was stationed. You can tell. And I saw her at that Avs game too. That's why I'm like, she in Colorado because she talking about the altitude sickness and the walking and stuff. Mm-hmm. We went to Canyon and the Gods and the wolf thingy. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's why I was like, okay. I got you. That's why I was like, I see what she doing there. I see what she doing. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. That's what's up. He's a helicopter. Oh, really? A helicopter pilot. Okay. I didn't know that. Oh, the last letter. That's why. They keep saying that last letter.
Flyers. They're Flyers.
They're Flyers.
They're Flyers.
No, they're Avalanche. They're the Avalanche. It's the Philadelphia Flyers is the hockey team. Oh, the Air Players. Fly. I see what you're saying. My bad. I apologize. You're right. Her fantasy book. Okay. Oh, I did not know that. Oh, Jesse's here. I didn't know you were here, Jess. Welcome. I didn't see you join. Sorry. I was getting tortured by this dang story. Sorry. All right. That's what she said. Sorry. God bless America. That joke just writes itself. I'm sorry. As long as you came. That's what she said. I'm sorry. Okay. She loves history and wrote these as kind of a... Okay. All right. It's better late than never. Hey, listen. The Avs fourth wing jersey is my... An Avs fourth wing jersey? I have to Google that because Okay, so just so anybody wonders, okay, so nobody ever says I changed teams, okay? Just so nobody ever wonders, all right? Let me say this much. I am a Denver Bronco fan. I don't watch much football anymore, but I am a Bronco fan. I am a Colorado Avs fan, okay? I liked them when they were the Winnipeg Jets and they had Joe Sakic, okay? Before that, I was a freaking... a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, but Joe Sakic, I loved him. So when the Colorado got a team again, boom, bam, I've been an Avs fan ever since they came back, all right? Baseball, I'm an LA Dodger fan through and through, not just recently, since 1977, okay? That's when I was born. I'm just saying. I'm a Dodger fan. I don't want to hear I'm no fake fan. I've been a fan my whole life. And then for basketball, I'm a Rockets fan, okay? So if anybody ever asks, those are my teams, okay? And I will never change. That's all I'm going to say. Those are my teams. All right. Now, I am going to look into that Avs fourth wing jersey, though, because that sounds legit. The Blues. Okay. The Blues. All right. What's my favorite Sunball team? My favorite Ethan's. Did y'all know Ethan played Sunball? Connor, what team was Ethan on again? The Bitch Tits. He played for the Bitch Tits, the Whiny Tits. I think that's what it was. What was it? The Whiny Tit? The Whiny Bitch Tits. The Whiny Bitch Tits. The Ethans. The Confuseds. No, that's why we named it. Ethan played Sunball? Yeah. Heated Rivalry. Isn't that like a Heated Rivalry? That's a story, right? That's a new book. Women rejected him. We're going to get another violation. We're a walking violation. Let's just be on it. Why isn't his voices and whatever? I don't even know. We reject Ethan. Ethan's got some work to do. We like Connor. We reject Ethan. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's a short chapter 5. Ethan, they said he was pretty good. Could have went pro, but I guess he made some decisions or something. Who knows? I tell you what. That Ethan joke made it all 3 books. He flew Apaches. Okay. I respect it. Those are some hard helicopters to fly. Ooh, gotta back up. 5 combat deployments? Respect it. I respect it. The bullying fictional characters is a no. I know, right? TikTok. We got to figure some. I don't know. I might have to jump over onto the onto the red channel, the UB2B sometimes. I think we can say things over there, but then I won't have the cool background. I have to green screen the background in. Maybe we'll try that one time if y'all want to try that. I don't know. We ready for 44? We'll have to discuss that on the chord of the disses. See what everybody likes. If they like it here, maybe we'll go to the YouTube some days. I don't know. Chief Warren 3. Okay. I respect it. It means at least. Yeah, I got a little something about some of those, but that's all right. We don't talk about those. They were just there. All right, I see 2 readies. All right, let's do this. We got it ready. All right, I'll be ready. What was my job? Which time? Nah. I was Navy. I don't know what was up. We'll come back. We'll talk about my military after the done. But we gonna finish at least 44 tonight. All right, man, it took me an hour and a half. Well, no, hour to read that. That was a long chapter. All right, 44. All right, Brennan, she screams. When a griffin bonds, it does so for life. Okay, so the griffins bond for life. Guard your life as you would with griffins, for they are forever intertwined. Chapter 1, the canon of the flyer. Okay, cool. So I like that it's the same kind. All right. Booted feet scurry towards me in every direction, and Sloan grabs a hold of Riddick as Chode hits his knees beside me. Then lunges forward, reaching for Lula at the same moment Chibi does. I rip my gaze from Riddick and focus on Lula's hazel eyes as he slips down my limp fingers. Hold on, I demand. They just need another second. But she slips further, and Chibi's beak closes on nothing as she loses her grip and falls, the cloud swallowing her whole. Lula, a woman shouts from the left. Chibi screams, and the shrill sounds vibrate through my chest as I stare and I stare and I stare at the space where Lulu was, as if she somehow emerged from the mist. As if there's any chance she's alive. Damn it, Chode quickly pauses, pushes back on his knees. Vi, I can't move. My voice drops at a whimper. My shoulders out. Any second, the adrenaline will wear off and the true pain of the injury will hit. And that's what it sucks. All right. His tone immediately softens. I got you. Don't fucking touch her. He wraps his hand around my rib cage and he carefully lifts me to my feet. Why is he touching her? Is anybody else closer? Can somebody please get this piece of shit off our Violet? I am not happy about this. Carefully lifts me to my feet, my arm right hanging useless to my side. Chibi screams become a kneeling wail. Something feels wrong, Taryn says. It's all fucking wrong. You dropped her. Cat charges towards us from the other side as Chibi's fury etches into every line of her scowl. I never had her. My chest crumples under the underbearing weight of guilt as she's partially right. I may have dropped her, but I didn't save her either. Cat, no. Myrn hurries. Jesus. Myrn hurries around us, putting her hand out as she blocked her best friend. I saw it happen. It's not Violet's fault. Lily almost killed both of the riders because she couldn't jump the trap. You fucking dropped her, Cat surges and gets Marn. Chibi saved your precious rider and you dropped our flyer. I will kill you for this. Can't say that word. It was fictional characters, TikTok. Knock it off, Marin shouts. You schmill her and Royerson and you schmill Royerson. Everyone knows it. Fuck. It always comes down to that, doesn't it? I can, Cat starts, take one step toward Violet and I'll throw you off this fucking cliff myself, Chode warns. 3 things he's done right. That's it. He's still a fucking baby Chode. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's got so much more to do. Unlike Royerson, I don't give a shit who your uncle is. I'll do it just for the fun, Sloan adds. Riddick, I managed to stay around the pain that throbs from my shoulder that devours me. Alive, he answers weakly. Cat, let it go. Kibby doesn't have long, Mira says, her hand troubling as she reaches for the griffin. Cat breathes deeply and nods, moving the griffin's side. Griffins die with their flyers, Mirren explains, her tone softening as she strokes the line of the feathers turned fur. Taryn and me, Chibi loses and shuddered. 3-beat cry in the entire cliff, both above and below, echoes it. As the griffins grieve the loss of the flyer as one. The beats and the wings approach as Dane leads me back to the edge in the mist and watch the mist, waiting for a flash of orange. And Marby and Brennan arrive. I put my shoulder back in. My voice croaks as I glance at Chode. Shit, are you serious? He lifts his brow. Do it, just like when I was 14 and 17, he mutters. Exactly. You know how to do it when I don't have any healers nearby. You didn't want to wait for Brennan? Chode takes his arm. Brennan will try to mend me first, and Riddick is dying. Now do it. I snap, bracing in pain. The leather strap appears in front of my face. Bite down, Marn orders. I like Marn. I like her. I like her. I like her. I can't look at him, and I can't watch his healthy body just die like Liam. To Liam. Iced tea TikTok. So I face forward and bite. 1, Chode lifts my arm slightly and adjusts. 2, he brings my arm out 90-degree angle. The teeth mark the leather as I fight the scream and work my way up the throat. Riddick has been shot with 2 arrows. I can handle this. I'm so fucking sorry, Chode whispers, putting up the other hand between my neck and shoulder. 3, bam! He pulls my arm forward and I clench my jaw and my eyes squeeze shut as a white-hot pain sends stars shooting flash across my vision and puts the joint back into place. At least he pulled hard enough. It's when they don't that it sucks even worse. The relief from the worst of the pain is instant, and I remove the leather from between my teeth. Thank you. Never thank me for that. All right. Still a Chode. He lifts his arm above his head, making sure it's in place, rotates it back, and then bends the elbow, tucking my arm across my chest, like sliding his belt off and fashioning a temporary sling. How is it, he asks over his shoulder. Losing blood, Sloan answers, as an orange claw lands on the ledge where the trap has been, and Brett executes the perfect roll-on landing. Are you? He comes to me, running, scanning for blood. I'm fine, save Riddick. Fuck! Brennan levels, looks down at Chode's leg. You're next. Just a gaze. Just a graze. Chode glances down on me. It just caught the edge of my thigh. Brennan crouches next to Riddick and starts working. It's all right, Marion tells Chibi as the griffin collapses, his head hanging over the edge of the cliff, as his cries growl softer. You have earned an honorable death. Another set of wing beats fills the air. I face the mist, waiting for Terrance's disapproval scowls, but I don't feel him any closer than before. You didn't ask me to fetch you, he said sternly. The mist parts like the scene from the nightmare, and the gray gaping jaw fill my vision, opening wide and reveal dripping teeth that snap closed around Chibi's neck. Tarn. What? The mist parts like a scene from a nightmare, and a gray gaping jaw fills my vision, opening wide and dripping reveal snarl Chibi's neck, the griffin. Snatching lead, falling back into the mist. My heart stopped. What the fuck? Wyvern! It's not Terran, it's a wyvern! Get back, bitches! Snaggle, motherfuckers! Wyvern, I managed to whisper, my head swiveling toward Marin and Cat. They're the only people who we've ever seen. Wyvern, what? Wyvern, Cat replies, her eyes wide shut. Marin is still as a statue. Wyvern, Chode bellows as all hell breaks loose. We can't see anything in the cloud cover, Terran growls, but they can see well enough to eat us. I can already feel them on the move. Thank God Zadarna is in Arisha. Get up the cliff, I shouted, Marn, gasping, her shoulder with an uninjured hand shaking her to snap out of it. Get Daja up the cliff. She blinks and nods. Daja! And Chode yanks me out of the path of the griffin, charges forward, and I can only hope the adrenaline rushes enough to get up the last couple of the ascent. I can't move him, Brennan says. His eyes slowly focus on Riddick's wounds. I'm blocking most of the pain, but I can't move him, V. And we're sitting ducks here, Sloan mutters, looking at the mist and more riders and griffins push by. Go, Riddick whispers, opening his eyes and finding mine. Get off the trail. I kneel beside him and take his hand. We made a deal, remember? All of our lives to see graduation. We made a deal. Riddick Sawyer pushes towards us, the eyes bulging with fear as he brings up the last of our squad, and tail section begins. They can't see, Brennan says, his voice tensing and his hands moving, snapping one arrow in half, and then the second. 8 toes. Ugh! The dragons can't see. On it. Chode looks up the cliff, and I hold Riddick's hand tight as Brennan slides the first arrow out of his abdomen. You're on what exactly? Sawyer snaps at Chode. Kate is relying on Gaffal, and Sienna needs to weld some wind so the riot can see. Chode responds. You can't do anything here, Henrik, so get the others to safety. Sawyer clenches his fist. If you think I'm leaving my squad mates, You sound like a wing leader giving an order to a cadet, Brennan says, his flat tone. Take Sloan. I look over her as she draws back, clearly offended. I had to hold Lamb while he died. To Lamb. His dragon already eviscerated by the jaws of the wyvern. I will not watch his sister suffer the same fate. Get up the fucking cliff. Sawyer all but lifts Sloan to her feet, and the two join in a steady, hurried march as the cloud begins to thin. How powerful is Sienna? I ask Dane. Oh, I said his name. I guess you're in my good graces right now. I asked Chode, quickly absorbing the pressure of Riddick squeezes my hand as Brennan works the second arrow free. His tense expression answers the question for him. The visibility may be improving, but it's not nearly enough to see what we're up against. And even if we were, without crossbows, I'm the best weapon we have. I've already come to that conclusion. Gusts of air hit my back from the force of Terran's wings. Right. I let go of Riddick's hands and brush his hair up his forehead. You will not die. Do you understand? He nods, his dark brown eyes fluttering close as I stand. Where do you think you're going? Brennan asks, his concentration wavering. I'm the best shot you've got, and we both know it. Fuck, Brennan mutters. Find every wind welder we have, I tell Chode as I walk to the brink of the ledge, temporarily stopping traffic as Terran swings his massive body around to face Pramil. I think there's a storm wielder in First Wing not as powerful as my mother, but if we can rise the temperature, it should help clear the clouds. Violet, Brennan calls out, if we can't clear the clouds, then use them to your advantage. No one here is as powerful as General Sorengale. Come up with another plan. Ever the tactician. We could send an entire riot in, Chode suggests. And if there's one rider on that wyvern, we could lose the entire riot. I shake my head. You're wounded. You know that, right? Chode questions me, glancing at my belt. And you're a memory reader. Bitch. His gaze narrows. Oh, we're not stating obvious facts. I studied the clouds around us looking for any breaks, any signs of a blue sky. Hate to break it to you, but your signet isn't exactly helpful in this situation. No time for this. Terran lays his massive tail beside the ledge while keeping a steady hover. Would Rorison let you rush off into battle against God knows how many wyvern or worse? The Veni who created them? When you're wounded? His eyebrows raised. Yes, I stepped out at the midpoint of Terran's tail and stomach settling at the familiar territory beneath the boots as I look back over my shoulder at Chode. That's why I love him. Ha! Bitch! Chode! Fictional character, TikTok. Fictional character, please don't stop us. Oh, that was awesome. Sorry. I don't wait for his response, not when Terran is a giant target. He holds remarkably steady as I walk forward, navigating his spikes and scales with ease. The flyer's death is not your fault, Terran tells me as I find my saddle and lower into my seat. We'll save that for another day. I fumble with the belt for the precious seconds. This fucking thing is nearly impossible with one arm, but I managed by holding the strap in my right hand and fastening with my left. You know I can't weld with one hand, right? You don't need to tell me your limits. Terran dies, and I'm thrown forward in my seat as we plummet thousands of feet of dissipating clouds. You can't feel them, can you? I was aware something was off, but if I could accurately detect wyvern, if any of us could without seeing them, we wouldn't be in this position. Fair point. Wind bites at my face and tears streak from my eyes, but I'm not going to waste precious arm movements to get my goggles from my pack. We emerge from the cloud cover and level out just beneath it. The ascents are clear, Tarn says. We will not risk a high ground if there are no riders to defend. With the great beats of his wings, we jolt upward back to the mist. There are other dragons out here. I reach for the buckle of Chode's belt, and I carefully pull the leather aside to slip my arm free. I'm going to need it soon as we're done. I don't want to hit anyone by accident, even if hitting the wyvern would probably be an accident, given my aim. They're all above, guarding the riders. Good. We'll fly straight through the thickest part of the cloud, but there's no trace of the wyverns. Until they, as in two of them, fly by either side of us, streaks of gray on the streaks of gray in the otherwise whiteless, endless white. Shit, Terran flies high, push up into this blue sky. Clouds stretch from the cliffs to the surrounding landscape. No wonder the riot didn't see the wyverns. They have the perfect cover, and Sienna isn't powerful enough to dissipate this. Use it. That's what Brendan suggested. Wyverns aren't just alive, they're created. They carry a form of energy, forced into them by the dark wielders. I have an idea. I approve. Ha! I have an idea. No shit, bitch. Do it. Ha! I approve. Tarn sails into the cloud. I've told Gathalol to instruct his rider to stop eliminating the clouds and instead push them away from the cliff, just from where the path is. Until then, keep the wyvern distracted. I clutch the pommel of the saddle with my uninjured hand and shove my right hand into my flight jacket between the buttons and stabilize my shoulder as much as possible. Then Tarn dives back into the mist, only two that Outram can see. Tarn announces his wings beating the clouds with a little swirl pattern behind us. The cover is thinned enough to the north to make out their shapes. A patrol, riderless, he confirms. Thank you, Zanil. I lean forward as tears streak from the corners of my eyes. I know, dragons pay no heed to our gods. Tarn snorts, following the pattern of the swirls similar to his own. He's tracking the wyvern. You're faster than they are, right? Fear flicks down my spine. Don't insult me when we're headed into battle. Right, I mutter myself. Feel like using the conduit? Tarn asks as two tails appear ahead. Nope, aiming is detrimental to the goal. Understood. His lightning beat faster, his wings beat faster, propelling us to a speed that leaves my stomach behind and narrows my vision as he pulls up above the wyvern to catch their attention. It works, and my stomach hollows as we switch from predator to prey. If there were only one, I'd rip his throat out and call it a day. I know, but there's no guarantee that there are only two. Hold on, Silver One. I buckle down, making myself as small as possible, lying across the saddle and minimizing air resistance as Tarn moves at a pace I've never experienced. It takes all my effort to breathe, to fight the night at the edge of my vision, to just stay conscious as he bolts out of the clouds, then pummels back into the cover. A breath later, they followed. Great, my fucking teeth are rattling. How is that cloud covered? Because I can't weld if I'm passed out. They're almost clear. I grit my teeth and ignore the throbbing ache of my shoulder. The clouds have to clear the path, or there's every chance I'll kill Riddick and Brennan if they're still on the trail. We're rolling, he warns me a second before he does it, executing a move that disorients me thoroughly. And a move most riders can't hold their seats for. My stomach lurches into my lungs as he levels out, flying back the opposite way and directs us under the wyvern. It sounds like he did an Imam. Cool. I know we're not supposed to question dragons. Then don't. A set of pointed claws falls rapid quickly towards us. Tarn, he banks hard right and climbs quickly. The clouds have cleared the trail. My heart speeds to a gallop. They make sure they're following us. Don't turn around or you might actually pass out, he instructs, flying faster. I slide my hand out of my jacket with a wince, then grasp with the pain and rotate my palms downward and open myself in Tarn's power. It flows through me, filling my muscles, my veins, the very marrow of my bones until I am power and power is me. And I am Sham. Sham I am. And the skin starts to hum, then sizzles. We break through the clouds and I throw my arms wide, pushing past the pain and screaming with all at the same breath, settling the molten energy within me free. And for the first time in my life, I force the power downward. Energy erupts through me, searing my skin all the way out as lightning strikes within a cloud below us, webbing out like many branches in an overgrown briar patch, twisting and turning, drawn to the energy harnessed within the wyvern. Four distinct shapes light beneath us, two directly under and two closer to the edge of the cliff, flashing brightly with the endless stream of power. Break free, Terran demands. I force my palms and shut the archive doors in my mind close, breaking the endless torrent of Terran's power before I end up in the same condition I did at Basgaiath, under Kar and Varish's punishment. The flashing stops! I force my palms and shut above the archive doors to my mind. Oh, I read that one already. The flashing stops. Go. I shout down the bond, clutching my right arm with my left as Terran banks deeply to my left and drives to the ground. This time the wind is a welcome reprieve from the heat on my skin and the burn within my lungs as we pass through the clouds and emerge on the other side. 4 wyvern carcasses litter the ground. Only in the middle of the very field we stood in this morning. Terran flies over each long enough to be sure that they are in fact riderless. And we are joined by 4 others in the riot, one last sweep of the area. Then we climb again, soaring through the clouds and coming out of the edge of the cliff where everyone is gathered. Some griffins loaded into heavy wagons with stumbled steps, and others appear to have lost consciousness on the ground. But the flyers are all standing, as are squads of riders. Terran quickly locates ours. The riders scurry as he drops to an abrupt landing. You could have crushed someone, I lectured. Could have, but at last, they move. I spot Sawyer and Rihanna and Riddick, braced between them, walking him towards Atrum, breathing a sign of relief. Woo! What, you thought I'd let your friend die? Brennan asks, folding his arms and tilting his head up from me where he stands next to Bodhi and Chode to the right of Terran's foreleg. Never doubted you for a second. I forced a smile. Want to get your ass down here and let me mend that shoulder? He welds the older brother disapproving stare like a professional he is. Not particularly. I don't blame him. Thank you for the lightning bolts. I saw those. Sorry, I just saw those. Thank you for the lightning bolts. Okay, so fucking stubborn Brenner mutters, shoving his hands through the air. How did you know you could kill them like that? I didn't. I bred through the wave of pain that threatens to pull me under as I let the weight of my shoulder fall into the makeshift sling. Wyverns are created with dark welder magic, and Felix said something to me about energy fields the other day. I took a chance that lightning would be drawn to their magic, and Tarn agreed to try. Brennan's jaw dips slightly, and Chode bites back the uncharacteristic smile, reminding me of the years when he cared more about climbing trees than our curfew. Chance panned out, Bodhi said, flat out grinning. It did, I nod. Aren't you going to tell me how brilliant that idea was? Terran scuff. I chose you last year for that brilliance, and now you'd like to be congratulated like it's something new? How odd. Fucking love Terran. You're impossible to impress. I'm a dragon, a black morning star tail, the descendant of yada yada. I can go get it. It's on page 169. I can fucking butcher that whole goddamn name again. I'll just tell you, I tell you what, sorry. Yeah. I cut him off before he makes me recite the entire lineage. Cass said there were 4 of them there. Joe definitely changed the subject. At least they were riderless. Could you imagine if a dark welder knew where they were joining forces with flyers and moving them to Trenendor. When our dragons just hatched. They'll see us ripple little draining targets. They'll see us as ripe little draining targets. Bodhi's face falls. Oh shit, that's why you're worried. There's no telling who was within that 4-hour flight. Terran bites out the words. They already know. My stomach twists. That's why they're using riderless wyverns to patrol. Brennan stills completely and the color drains from his face. What? Chode glances between us. Benny share a collective consciousness with the wyverns they create, Brennan said quietly. That's what the discount manager book says. Takara said, oh shit, they're a big ass hive mind. The book you haven't let me read in 4 days, you've had it? The touch of the finger is my dizziness. It's only been 3 days, and you apparently already know. He counters, some things are beyond your clearance, cadet, especially information we haven't finished analyzing. I know because I read the book my father gave me. I argued, and I almost regret emphasizing when he flinches. He didn't just separate himself from Mom when he changed his name. He distanced himself from Dad. And Bodhi knows because it's how I killed the entire horde of them at Resson. I didn't know, Chode interrupts. So if one of them felt that energy pulse, if one of them knows what it means, whoever created them knows. I finished for him, turning my gaze to Brennan, and I can bet you they'll try to come for us now. That's what she said. Wow, I would argue that the book, I would read, yes, I'm with DW. Violet would read that book. Violet would just automatically get the GS 27 clearance. And she's the smartest motherfucker. Why wouldn't you give that book would be in her and Jesse's hands? Like on the trip back, honestly, Vi would be up on Taryn, fucking reading the book, and as soon as they got back to Arisha, her and Jesse would be sitting in motherfucking having a gosh darn fucking little study hall. Thank you for all the fan clubs. Oh, the fan, what does that mean? What is that? I've joined your fan club for a month. Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. Open your mouth. Damn, I don't get it. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Ah! That was fucking epic. I'm a dragon. That's fucking epic. That was funny as hell. Oh my Lord. That's wild. Oh, that was pretty cool. That's what she said. That was funny. You know, I feel like the one guy. Is this another long? Okay, hang on. Hang on. That was so crazy and epic to see. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was so crazy. That was pretty epic. All right. So what is it? It's 9 o'clock for me almost. Do we want one more? 6, 7. That's why I was just about to ask. Do we just want to hang out for a little bit? Is everybody busy? Or we want one more? Or do we want one more? Bobby said more. They can't be trusted. Ooh, orange can't be trusted. I got 2 for more. Please, one more. I think we're going to go one more. Oh, hang on. Next one's long. The next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5-ish pages. And then for 1, 2, and then 46, I think 46 is short. 1, 2, 3, 47 short. Because I think 48. Oh, this said more. I think y'all said 48 had to be read live too, right? And she said, hey, she's a boss. Okay, so we'll hit 45. We'll figure it out. We got to stay up late on Friday. Mom said we got to stay up late. It's Friday. We got no school tomorrow. That's funny. All right, well, let's get into 45. Let's get into it, right? Let's do it. Got 25 people here with 34,300K likes. I'm all about it. Right about it. All right, chapter 45. Here we go. It was only in the last 50 years that we realized we were no longer solely coming from the Barrens. They'd begun to take recruits, teaching those who never bonded to Griffin to channel, and what was not theirs to take, to upset the balance of magic by stealing it from the very source. I got my screenshot for the Discord. Oh, shit. What did she do now? Oh, boy. The problem with mankind is it's too often found our souls to be a fair price for power. Okay, so that is the Captain Lyra Dorell's Guide to the Vanquishing of the Vinny Property of Cliffspan Academy. All right, chapter 45. Let's go. Coralie Riley, Nicola Pena, a newly pinned Major what? Okay. Professor. I was like, Major Deborah. Okay, yeah, she's cool. We like Deborah. Okay. The newly pinned Major Deborah calls out over the forest-covered courtyard, reading what's become of the new death rolls. For the first time since entering the quadrant, the names of every morning for the last week haven't been cadets, but active riders and flyers on the front lines, fighting to fortify the villages along the Stonewater River, trying to divert the Vinny's attention from our valley, where our 4 new dragons have hatched. Don't say Mira, Don't say Mira. It's become my personal prayer to whatever God will listen while standing in formation. I feel so fucking useless. Unlike the last 2 weeks, there's no luminary to fetch, no wards to fail at. There's a real war down there, and we're up here learning history and physics. We lost 2 yesterday. Eric tenses in a row ahead. Riri glances back over her shoulder at me, harrowing her haunting eyes for a heartbeat before she encompasses herself with the grace I can never seem to manage and straighten her shoulders at Sawyer's side. 2 riders in 1 day is unfathomable in active service. The entirety of the Orisha quadrant will be dead in less than 2 months at this rate. I think that's Isar's brother, Roderick says from behind us, second wing. We both glance to the left. Past third wing, Isar Pena bows her head from the middle of her squad intel section. I blink back the burning in my eyes and my fingers squeeze tight around my conduit in my left hand. He was a lieutenant, Imogen says quietly. 2 years ahead of us, Quinn adds. Great sense of humor. This is cruel, I whisper, telling us that our siblings and our friends are dead. This is way too fucking cruel. It's harsher than anything we've been put through at Bazgaiath. It's no different than morning formation, Vista says over her shoulder. Yes, it is, Sloan argues. Hearing someone from a different wing died, or hell, even in our squad. It isn't the same as being told your brother is gone, her voice cracks. A lump swells painfully in my throat. Brennan is inside, no doubt arguing with the assembly about where to find the game for the tsunami of predators we've brought here over the last month and coordinating shipments from the now functioning forge. He's safe. Every commissioner rider that isn't here teaching has been sent into shifts to man the outposts along the cliffs of Drowler like Zayden, Garrick, Heaton, and Emmering, or to hold the front like Mira. Deborah clears her throat and exchanges the role for one of that Jesse holds. My shoulders dip, a breath of relief clouding the freezing air. Mira's alive, or at least she was last night when the rotational riders brought the news in. Morning formation doesn't scare me when it comes to Zayden. I know instantly if he, gods, I can't even think it. Chrissa Verlin. Deborah begins reading from the commissioned flyer's rule. Mika Renfro. Mika, a low guttural scream erupts from our right, and every head turns to a drift near the center of the flyer's formation as a guy falls to his knees. The rest of the drift turns, covering him with comforting arms. I'm never going to get that used to hearing to them do that, Eric mutters, shifting her weight. Hearing what? Sloan counters. Have emotions. Damn. Sorengales know what I mean. You've been out there, Eric says to me, and I cried like an infant when Liam died. It's Liam. Turn around. Shit. That isn't at odds with everything I told Riri when I fought back inside the gauntlet. The deaths are supposed to harden us, so why did I agree with Sloan on this one? There's something infinitely more human about the way the flyers react. Oh, y'all with me on the Liam? Sorry. That's become a thing now. Sorry, I like that guy too much. All right, anyway. Even in the way they conduct their own threshing in Cliffsbane is considerably less cruel than what they do or endure at Bazgaiath. Now I can't decide if that makes us stronger or simply harder or simply more stupid. That's what I'm going to say. My hair is pitching out over there. Sorry. All right. Anyway. Alvar Galanya, Devara concludes. We condemn their souls to Malik. I glance to the right, just as I do every morning. I see Kat's posture soften. Her eyes close briefly from her drift and then closest to the edge of their formation. Serena is alive too. She looks over at me and I nod, which she returns, even if it's curt. It's our one daily moment of truce, the only time we seem to recognize each other as little sisters instead of enemies, and it's over in less than a heartbeat. Her gaze shifts into a glare as formation breaks. I swear to Omari, Kat's hell-bent on making my life as miserable as fucking possible every other minute of the day. She tries twice as hard on the days Zayden is here, of course. Why is she being such a cunt? It's a British word, TikTok. Her loathing makes Sloan look downright warm and fuzzy. In worse, her entire drift seems focused on our squad, with the 5 of them remaining, 6, Merritt being the exception, blaming me for Luli's death and loudly proclaiming that I chose the rider over the flyer. The tall guy with the shoulder-length brown hair, pretty sure his name is Traeger, swung for Riddick on the Valley's flight 2 days ago and ended up with Rihanna's fist in his face when he ran his mouth at a particular border village turned away refuge. His lip is still scabbed. Guess our little hike in the cliffs didn't bond us like they had hoped. What did she do this morning? Riri asked, looking at Kat's direction with the raised brows. Knocked on my door just before dawn. Then got all annoyed when I actually answered the damn thing. Just the thought of it has my hand warming along the conduit. Fuchs has replaced the alloy in my conduit twice a week, but at least my inability to control my own power is helping imbue alloys for daggers. So in a way, I'm helping the war effort since my attempt to activate the ward stone failed. Because you did give it some juice! It's like the keys in the desk! Give it some juice! The keys are in the desk. The sword is in the closet. What is the problem here? Helping the ward stones failed. I roll my right shoulder, hoping to ease the ache now that I've ditched the sling, but it's still a protest. Is she running out of bullshit to pull on you, Riddick asks as we start toward our move toward the door. It takes twice as long to get out of formation than a Basgad, considering Royerson House was built for keeping people out, not letting them in. That doesn't sound as bad as Saturday when she posted that list of all the flyers Mira has taken out over the years. That day had been a treat to defend God bless it, defend soothe relations between riders and flyers. We'd had at least a dozen more fights than they usually break out in the hallways. Cat is being a delicious, man. She was wearing the Delvery silk robe when I answered the door. I grabbed my bag from the ground and swung it over my shoulder, grimacing at the weight. How do I look? How do I know it was Devereux silk, you ask? Because it was pretty much see-through. Oh, damn, Sawyer cringes. Why would you? Are you? Rihanna, Quinn, even Imogen stared at him for the first year's head inside. Think about where she slips. Riddick smacks in the back of Sawyer's head. Oh, right, you're still in Royerson's room. Sawyer says slowly, blatantly turning his back on Kat as she walks by with her drift. I forgot. Roll has you listed in Rihanna's room. Bringing an extra 100 cadets has meant doubling up, and technically I shouldn't be sleeping in a lieutenant's room. Not that either of us care or leadership is going to say anything to a man who owns the house, which I appreciate. Rihanna rests her head over the heart as it gives me a little privacy for every Tara actually get time to see each other. Happy to help, I crack a smile. Happy to give it to a girl. Imogen shakes her head, sighing as she looks past me towards Kat and her drift. She's so tenacious. Every head swivels in her direction. Hey, Imogen puts up her hand. I'm Team Violet, just saying. I bet if Zayden never calls it quits, you'd fight to get him back too. Ugh, when she puts it that way. Do not humanize the walking piece of terror, Rihanna counters. I climbed the entire cliff with her, and I'm starting to think we'd be better off having Jack fucking Barlow. Stop. Riri saying she might want Barlow's bitch ass, born again Barlow's bitch ass over Cat. Is that what we're saying right now? Born again bitchy Barlow over cunty Cat. TikTok, fictional people. We're not bullying. Stop. Wow. Okay. Wow. I don't know about that. I mean, hang on. Why did I get visibility? No, stop. That did not happen. You planned. I wouldn't even. He's one person I'm glad that stayed behind. No matter how nice he's been to me, I still don't trust that guy. Never will. Is Cat being Cat again? Bodhi asked, walking over the courtyard empties. It's fine. She's fine. I'm fine. I shake my head, lying through my teeth so he doesn't tell Zayden that I can't handle myself. Riri has somewhere to be. We do, Riri eyes raise? We do. Right. He turns to Riri. Well, Professor Trissa just chose your second years for a new class tomorrow at 2 in the valley. Trisha? She's so petite, quite member of the assembly. We'll be there, Riri promises. Ellipses. Snowfall in Orisha earlier than it does. Snowfalls earlier in Orisha earlier than it does at Basgaeth. And now, by the first week in November, a thin blanket of white covers the rapid growing town, but not the valley above. Thanks to the combination of nature, thermal heat, of which the mountain range and the magic channeled by Griffin and the dragons alike, which only seems to be increasing. I glance toward the worn path at the end of the valley that leads down the Royerson house, anxiety churning in my stomach. This is awkward. Sawyer folds his arm and levels a bored look across the 15 feet of the valley grass that separates the second-year riders in our squad from the second-year flyers in Cat's Drift. Looks like we've both been summoned. But if the line of dragons standing behind us and the griffins behind the flyers can manage to not attack each other, surely we can be civil. Agreed. Civil is overrated. Ha! Adarna don't like civil. That's funny. Flexing her claws in the grass. I've never tasted. We can't eat our allies. We don't eat our. Exactly. We can't eat our allies. Find another snack. Come on, girl. Ah, man. Trying to pull a yellow jackets right now, Adarna? Good Lord. Looking right, I catch Sawyer glancing between Adarna and Taryn over and over like he's comparing the differences. Don't worry, I feel like I'm seeing double all the time. It's not that. Didn't she grow again, he asked, pulling at his collar. I feel like she grew. I think a few inches this week. How big is she? And I don't mean to be that in a rude way. I know you're not supposed to ask how big a woman is, but how big is Adarna getting? Jesus, she's about to be the biggest black dragon ever. Because it's fucking Taryn, and then it's fucking, what is it, Coda? And then, she's gotta, God bless America. Anyway, another few inches this week. We added another link to her harness on each side, and soon I'll be able to fly without it, Adarna notes with a huff. Rivik pivots to make his own observation, smiling at Adarna. The little mini Taryn is becoming ferocious, isn't she? I am no one's miniature. Adarna's head darts towards him, and she snaps her teeth less than a foot from his face. My heart bolts. Adarna! I shout quickly to put myself between her and Riddick withdrawals. Damn! Riddick throws his hands up, his hair blowing back from the force of what can only be described as a frustrated huff of Taryn's sigh. Big, Riddick blurts. I meant to say big. No more... That's fucking funny. No more spending time with Sigil, I point to her, stopping short of tapping her chin before looking at Taryn, lowering his head over like she might actually put her between his teeth and yank her off the field. Like a puppy. I mean it. She's rubbing off on you. I could only be so lucky. Jesus Christ. And Adarna lifts her head, preening, and Taryn grumbles something in his own language. Holy shit, Marin mutters from behind. I'm sorry about that. Adolescents, I shrug at Riddick. Still can't be feathered tails or kids, Sawyer says, taking a step away from Adarna, or that you bonded two black dragons. That one caught me off guard, too. Sounds like a bedtime story. That's funny. I glance toward the path again, but there's no sign of Rihanna. It's Professor Trisha gets here before Riri. She'll be in major trouble. Trisha might be the softest spoken member of the assembly, but she's also the sharpest tongue when pissed, according to what Zayden told me before he flew out to the border again this morning with Heaton and Emery. At least we had a night together. I bet you did. The third years went to patrolling the cliffs of Drowler for wyverns and Navarian riders. Wyverns wouldn't have to worry about it if they hadn't failed to raise their wards. Which parts were? Raise the wards. Which parts worth? Riddick muses, tapping the dimple on his chin. Them slightly glaring at us like we have a fucking clue what they're up to here, or their menacing escorts. His gaze locks on the griffin standing guard over the flyers. DJ wobbles slightly, still not clearly adjusted to the high altitude. I have yet to see a single griffin fly in a week that they've been here. Both, Sawyer unbuttons his fly's jacket. Is it me or is it getting hotter up in here? Hotter, I agree. Breathing a sigh of relief when Rihanna appears, flashing me a excited smile as she hikes towards us from the other side of the field. I added to Riddick, and be nice. I like Marin. I like Marin too, but her best friend needs to get tossed off this cliff. I agree. Cat gotta go. Sawyer notes under his breath. The griffins are up and faster than I thought, Riddick observes. Most of them were still sleeping off the altitude a few days ago. The griffin standing tall behind Traeger and the guy with the shoulder-length brown hair and a crooked smile notices Riddick's appraisal. and snaps his sharp 2-feet beak in warning. Traeger smiles. Atrum blows a hot gust of steam over our heads, blasting all three flyers in the face with not just steam, but a healthy layer. Is that snot? Ah, you got dragon snotted on? That's funny as fuck. In their defense, we brought our own escorts, I noted as Adarna stalks forward, her claws sinking into the grass on either side of me as we clear, in a clear warning. Her talons grow sharper by the day. She fully extended her wing for the first time this morning, making her extra bold this afternoon. Elders say I'll be flying within a few weeks. A growl aimed at the griffin works up her throat, and the beady eye flares in a blink. You're baring your teeth, aren't you? I don't bother hiding my smile. I don't trust them, she answers, especially the one in the center who looks to be plotting your death. Don't let her bother you. Cat's eyes are indeed narrowed on me, as usual. She bothers you, Adarna takes a single step forward, putting her chest scales just above mine, and she'll get used to it, or she'll get schmilled. Terran's answer from behind us where the other three are, no, 4 dragons wait now that Fergie has arrived. Either is acceptable. I thought you were again schmilling allies. I glance over my shoulder as the shade envelopes me thanks to the afternoon sun. Maybe it's, what is that name? Siglis? Moving close to her. But there's a reddish sheen of Adarna's scale, and I can't help but wonder when that shimmer will dull to a shade more than tarn. She is yet to prove herself an ally, Terran notes. She still blames me for Luli's death. While checking, we're just standing here. Sawyer rubs his back of his neck and his cheeks redden. I lift my brow at the clearly at the unfinished question. I was wondering if he cringes, then sighs. Never mind. He wants you to teach him how to sign. Riddick finishes rocking back. Oh, wait a sec. Is Sawyer got a thing for Jesse? Does Sawyer got a thing for Jesse? Stop. Hell yeah. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Sawyer and Jesse. I like it. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Where you go. Once you clear, Riddick finishes. Riddick! Sawyer glances back. What? You made it way more painful than it had to be, for fuck's sake. It was like you were leading up to asking her out or something. He visibly shudders. What if I had been? You weren't. You weren't. Then I'd be stuck cleaning little pieces of him off the shared floor when Zayden ripped him to shreds. Riddick shakes his head. So messy. First, Zayden has more than enough confidence to survive me being asked out. I glance up at Sawyer. He really does. And yes, I'll teach you to sign. Why would that be embarrassing? I should have learned years ago. Sawyer drops his hand. And obvious reasons. I'm not fluent enough to make a good teacher. Apparently, Riddick rolls his eyes. You teach me to sign for Smex and tell me it was hello. He would do that. He would do that. I would see Riddick doing that. That means hi. That's what he would do. That means you're my friend. That would be Riddick. That would be fun. You teach me to sign for sex and teach me it was hello just to see what would happen when I used it. Sawyer fires back. What? I'm not a total dick. A smile curves Riddick's mouth. I would have waited until you asked out for the word for dinner. Do you want to go to Duna? Perfect. The long game. The fucking long game on that one. That would have been perfect. Oh, that's gangster. The way you would have asked if she wanted to grab a bite to eat. I can't. I'm sorry. Oh, if I was there, I'd be on the ground in fucking stitches right now. God, I would have, wow, okay, sorry. Whew. Oh, I'm putting the pieces together. Jesse, don't worry, Sawyer, I've got you. Riri signs fluently too, and so does Eric, Quinn, and everybody but me signs. Oh, geez, poor Sawyer. Sawyer signs, his shoulders dipping. Almost didn't make it in time. Riri signs, slightly out of breath as she reaches us. Traeger's eyes narrow even further as Professor Trisser rounds the corner behind her. How's my lip? Riri asks, winking at Traeger. He moves a step forward, but Maren blocks him, shaking her head. I would have covered for you. Did you get your family settled? I asked Riri. They arrived late last night. Nice. Nice. They arrived late last night, travel weary with only the items they could fit on a narrow wagon capable of making it up the Precipious Pass and the winding trading route on the northeast side of the Cliff of Drowler, boarding the Drakenshire province. Yeah. Reed grins and drops her pack and surprisingly supple grass next to mine. I swear, it's like the seasons here are reversing up in the valley. Thank your brother for me. He assigned their house right next to each other near the market square. They've already picked out a spot to set up a shop. That's fucking legit. Will do. And Lucas, just the thought of her nephew, perfectly chubby cheeks, has me smiling wide. Still the cutest boy ever. She unbuttons her flight jacket and shrugs it off her shoulders. They're exhausted, but they're safe. Let's fucking go. That's good shit. And the fact that I get to see them whenever I want now, amazing. Plus, I got to show off my signet, and they were appropriately odd. That's phenomenal. I'm really happy for you. My posture relaxes, and I take a truly deep breath. Families have been arriving in Arisha for the last week in small, unnoticeable groups by members of the revolution who have delivered their offerings of sanctuary. Riddick's dad should arrive any day, but we haven't had word from Sawyer's parents yet. You might be wondering why we're meeting in the valley, Professor Tricia says, her breast perfectly even, as she reaches her pack and pulls out 7 printed illustrations, then hands them out to 7 of us. All right. Another smile tugs at my lips. Jesse and the others got the printing press up and running. Nice. The illustrations, a depiction of the Tyrish rune, and not unlike those in the weaving book Zayden left me when we graduated. After a closer look at the illustration, I recognize it. The series of graduated squares is neatly identical to the hilt on the dagger on my right hip. As you are currently the top squad of the drift, we have chosen your group as our tests of sort. Son of a bitch! God damn it! School! All right, so we're testing some shit. All right. Professor Trista steps back so she can see both lines of us. You can channel, she asks the flyers. About half our power since yesterday morning, Kat answers. Mind work, the professor asks with the tone of curiosity. Not yet, Mirren answers, but soon, Kat says, staring straight at me. Oh, so she can't do her mind work yet. All right, the drifts are getting stronger every day. As if I'd forget what it was like to have her running amok in my mind. So, back to the arts and crafts hour, Riddick says, folding his arms. We know how mage lights are powered, Professor Triss asks. Who knows how mage lights are powered? Professor Triss asks, ignoring his question and reaching into her pack. She removes 8 small wooden boards, no bigger than a plate. She puts them in the center of our little standoff. Well, lesser magic, Mirren answers. The ones you've created yourself, Professor Triss asks. What about the ones that run continuously in, say, the first-year dorms, the one that worked before you can channel? Every writer looks at me. They're powered by excessive magic, both we and our dragons channel, I answer. It comes off us naturally like waves of body heat, but in such a small amount that we don't even notice it. The power of the excess magic, both we and our dragons channel. It comes off us naturally like waves of body heat in such a small amount that we don't even notice. Exactly, the professor agrees. And what is that makes that kind of magic possible? Magic tied to objects instead of the welder. Okay, she looks us over with expectant, dark brown eyes, then rubs the bridge of her nose. Gods, I thought Felix was joking. Sorengale, you're practically covered in them. I glanced down, glimpsing the shimmer of my dragon scale armor beneath the v-neck of my uniform top. Then the lock into the dagger Zayden gave me. Runes! Runes! Not the runes like Danon, Crown Prince of the Valbarin. Sorry. That man's a legend. Sorry. I had to. Runes, sorry. Fourth wing. I didn't mean to cross over. I'm sorry. Runes, Professor confirms. Runes aren't just decorative. They're strands of magic pulled from our power, woven in geometric patterns for the specific uses, then placed into objects. for immediate work or usage at a later date. We call them tempering. That's not possible, Mira shakes her head. Magic is only wielded. It's just wielded, Professor, but all but sighs in disappointment at the ignorance. But just like we store food for the winter, a wielder can temper a ruin using as much or as little power as they choose, then place it into something. She bends down, picks up one of the boards, and waves it in our general direction. Like wood or metal or whatever object the welder chooses. That rune will activate when triggered and perform whatever action it was tempered for. Unlike alloys, which house power, runes are tempered with power for specific reasons or specific actions. Riri and I exchange a confused glance. I see we'll all need some convincing. Professor Trish drops the board and lifts her hands. First, you separate the strands of your power. She reaches forward and pinches the air between her thumb and her forefinger. What can be the most complicated step to learn, honestly? Is she pretending? Riddick whispers. Professor Trish shoots him a sharp glance. Just because you can't see my power doesn't mean I can't. Or are you unfamiliar with the process of grounding? Like your shields, your power is only visible to you when you give it form, whether it's the shape of your signet as a rider or lesser magics which you are capable of. Point taken. Ruddick points his empty hand up into feet. Power can be shaped. Her hands move. Power can be shaped. Her hands move quickly, pulling a piece of air, then using her fingers in a form of visible shapes, circles and squares. What is that? What's that, a triangle? So it's kind of like, what is that? She's kind of looked like she's doing, was that the witches, the TV show I saw where they take the strands with the one witch and she's got to take the strands and she's got to pull them all together. That's what she's doing, right? And she's taking apart her magic. She's kind of going like that. Is that what's happening? Okay. Like kind of like Doctor Strange too, like Doctor Strange and that, but like there's a one show, it's a witch show, but I like Doctor Strange too. Okay. What's that show? Yeah, what's that show? You know which one I'm talking about. Like the Witches of Time or something. Witches of Time or Doctor Strange. I got you. Okay. I got you. I think it's Witches in Time. All right, cool. All right. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Every circle, squares, what is that? A triangle? That's hard to tell when we can't see. Every shape has a meaning. The point where we tie the power changes that meaning, all of which you will need to memorize. That's why he gave her the Knot book. That's where the Knot book comes in. TV series based on the book. Wheel of Time? Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's Wheel of Time. Maybe it's that. We started watching it, and then she has to use the time strands to go back in time. And there's a guy wizard who's also like, he's a vampire or something. I don't know. Anyway, digressing. We'll talk about that later. Okay, square circles meaning which means you have to memorize. She reaches the air again that creates a rhombus. The shapes we combine layer with the meaning, changing the rune. Will it activate it immediately? Sit in a suspended state? How many times can it activate before the rune depletes? It's all decided here. A discovery of witches. There you go. Yes, ma'am. I believe that's it. I believe that is it. How many times can it activate before it depletes? Standing there. Fucking weird. Flip so I don't have what. Decided is all here. She seems to flip whatever she's working on and then pulls another string and does something. Fucking weird, Riddick mumbles under his breath. It's like when you're little and you ask your parents to drink from a teacup knowing there's no actual tea in it. Riri shushes him. Once it's ready, Professor Tress bends and grabs the board, then stands. We'll place the rune. Until it's placed, it has no meaning, no purpose, and will fade quickly. It's tempering the rune, which makes it an act of magic. She grabs what I assume it's rune and has been tempering with her right hand and then pushes her palm into the wooden board. This particular one is a simple heating rune. That was simple, Sawyer asked. The board smokes. I lean forward, my eyes widening, and there you have it. She turns in front of the board towards the flyers and shows. Once you understand what shapes combine to make what symbols, what combinations, the combinations are nearly limitless. My jaw hangs open for a minute. The shapes have been burned into what I would have said had been a decorative rune about 10 minutes ago. I glance down at the illustration in my hand and I wonder what the hell the dagger on my hip is supposed to do. Every shape has a meaning. The points where the The point where we tie the power changed the meaning. I take another look at the multifaceted shape before it flips the board, holding into the face skyward, and my eyes widen in realization. It's a logo symbolic language, I blurt out, like old licorice or Moravian. That's a fucking language. Okay, I ain't even trying to butcher that. It's a logo symbolic language, like old licorice or Moranian. Professor Triss lifts her eyebrows and looks my way. Very similar, yes. Her mouth curves a smile. That's right, you can read old licorice too. A simple nod. Impressive. Thank you. She's our Riddick points to the flyers. Riddick says to the flyers pointed at me. Not sure I'm anything to brag about considering I barely passed history quiz this morning. At least I'm solid at math, but then again, math doesn't change overnight. You're an ice welder, are you not? Professor Triss asks Riddick. He nods, and then she holds out her hand. Riddick uncorks his skin strapped on his hip, and then draws water from the mouthpiece in a frozen cylinder before walking it to Professor Trissa. She places the ice on the board and then gasps and my gasp is the only one heard as the ice dissolves in a matter of seconds. The water drips from the sizzling wood. Be careful of the medium you choose to hold the rune. A bit more power and that board would have gone up in flames. Why does one teach this? Marin asks, glancing from her parchment to the board. It's a skill that Tirish once controlled and perfected. It was banned a couple hundred years after unification of Navarre, even though many of our outposts in Bezgaeth itself build up. What are they doing in there? They're hilarious. I can hear my family screaming or something in there. It's wild. It's hilarious. It's the skill that Tirish controlled and perfected, as it was banned a couple hundred years of the unification of Navarre, and many of our outposts of Bezgaeth were still built upon it. Why? She lifts her brow. I'm so glad you asked. You see, riders are naturally more powerful given the amount of magic we channel in our signets as we weld. Oh! Okay. Oh! Nene lost Pretty Princess. Oh, sorry. Oh. Okay, so really quick, the reason the family is all going, we had this game called Pretty Princess. My youngest daughter has only, I think, now lost, I think we're at 4 times. Okay? Ever. We've had it since they were 4 years old. They're in their teens. I'm just saying. Wild. Oh, yeah, we play. Oh, trust me, we be playing some Pretty Princess up in here. We got 2 sets. 2 sets, baby. Okay, sorry. Back to where we were. Dragons. Sorry. Okay.
Actually, it was only 2 times.
It's only your 3rd loss now? That's her 3rd loss. Yeah, I just got corrected. That's how many times we can keep track. She's only lost 3. That's wild. Whew, okay. All right, sorry. So that's where we go there. Okay, so Ice Welder, 100 years, a couple unification. She lifts her brow. You riders are naturally more powerful given the amount of magic we can channel with these signets we wield. Traeger rolls his eyes, but the runes are a great equalizer. Professor Triss continues, selling the board on the grass now that it stops sizzling. The rune is only limited to how much power you choose to temper, how long you want it to last, and how many use it as it has before it depletes. They banned runes so they wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. She glances at the flyers. Your hands, specifically. Get good enough at runes and you can complete this with a fair amount of signets. So you want us to temper this? Kat answers, studying the illustration with her arched eyebrow. Out of magic? I hate to admit it, but I'm with Kat on this one. By the looks on the faces around me, we all are. Even Riri is glancing at the drawing, at the trepidation. This feels overwhelming. Almost done, almost done. Yes, with the power you'll learn to separate from yourself, just like I showed you. Professor Triss opens her packs and dumps another pile of boards onto it first. You made it look so easy. We're going to start with the simple unlocking rune. Easy to build, easy to test. She glances between our lines. We can all unlock doors with lesser magic, Traeger notes. Of course you can, Professor Triss assigns. But an unlocking rune can be used by someone who doesn't possess lesser magic. Now let's go. I expect your first runes woven before sunset. Woven! You have the freaking book, Violet! Sorry. Where was I? Where's the word woven? Woven before sunset. There's no way we're going to learn how to do that before sunset. Sawyer argues nonsense. Every marked one has learned a simple unlocking rune their first day. No pressure, Ruby mutters. Sloan and Imogen can do this, I asked. Naturally, Professor Trish shakes her head at me. That's why Zayden had me practicing the runes with fabric. Ha ha ha. Is that man ever going to learn to just tell me things outright? No, he is Mr. Miyagi. Oh, wax on. Oh, wax off, fucking Violet. Fucking learn that shit. God damn. Stop looking at his pectoral muscles in his package like it's a pack of meat and looking for a man trying to teach you things and maybe you notice. Zayden is a man too, not a piece of meat. Violet, nah, he's a piece of meat too. He's a piece of meat. It's all right. We can call it that. He's a piece of meat. Feral. All right, sorry. Bum ba dum bum bum bum. What was that? Okay. Zayd had me practicing runes that men ever going to learn outright. Or am I always going to have to dig information out of him? I'll answer any question you ask. I mock under my breath. It's hard to ask questions I don't even know exist. You're supposed to be the best of our years, so stop gawking and get to work. Professor Trish lectures. The first thing you'll need to do is learn to separate a piece of your own power. Let it fill your mind. Then reach in, visualize plucking a thread from it in its current. Rihanna, Riri, Sawyer, and Riddick, in exchange of series of what the fuck glances that are echoed by the flyers across from us. Advice I asked Tanner Darner, don't blow anything up. Terrence shifts his way behind me. At least blowing something up would be interesting, Adarna notes, eliciting a growl from Tern. Now, trust demands, then holds up a finger. Oh, be careful. Power gets temperamental when you pull it. That's why your bonded are here. The closer the source, the easier it is the first time. She looks us over and then folds her arm across her chest. Well, what are you waiting for? I shut my eyes and envision my archives and the swirling power that surrounds it. The blazing molten stream off of Terran's power that flows behind. His giant door looks capable of consuming me. The pearlescent flow of Adarna's power just below the windows feels approachable. Studying my breath, I reach for Adarna's power. Boom! An explosion sounds and my eyes fly open. Every head whipping Sawyer towards Sawyer flies back. What the heck? Backwards, he lands just short of Sigla's claws, and scorch marks left smoke the grass where he'd been standing. And that is why we're having class outdoors. Professor Teresa shakes her head. On your feet, try again. Riddick walks back and helps Sawyer to his feet. And then we do just that. Try again, and again, and again. Before sunset, I managed to weave an unlocking rune, but I'm not the first. Cat has that honor. Fucking cat. And unlike the rest of us, no scorch mark beneath her feet. Fucking cat. Fuck a cat. I don't like cats. Cat's a chode. Okay, so 46, 47. I heard that's wild. Hang on, 47. There's a short one. I know 48 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay. She's a chode. Oh, yeah, she is a chode. Okay, so wait, what did I just do? Yeah, I did 45. So we're 46. One of those, that's what I was going to say. Which one cannot be read? He can't. Okay, so 48 is 48 a special one? Is 48 a special one? Whack. 48's the spot. I mean, listen, I just have to read it quietly and then I could give a retake if that's. It's a spicy. It's a little spicy. Oh, it's ironic. Okay, so that's one I'm going to need to read, and then that's going to have to be a video one. Okay, so 46 and 47, are those? I think you should read it while live. I mean, I could read it quiet. 47 is a good one. Do we want to go live tomorrow night? I can go live tomorrow night. I just don't have to read the spicy one out loud. You just got to remind me. You just got to remind me which one is the spicy one. Is that it? I don't know if I could. Yeah, no, we don't want to read it out loud. I don't have the voice to read things out like that. I don't have that kind of voice. I'm sorry, I don't do it. Poor Wise be blushing. Look, not around until 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so that would be 9 my time. Okay? Just I'm asking. So if we did a late session, I'm just asking.
I just won again.
You just won again. 3 losses, 9 million wins. The kids are fine. We need to savor this. All the times are fine. I mean, I'm saying I think we can do a late one. I can do a late one. 7 is easier. I mean, 7's easy good too. I'll make all the times work. Later's better. You let me know when I'm there. Okay. I'm gonna talk it over with Liz. I don't know what we have planned tomorrow, but I'm gonna go live sometime tomorrow. I will post my reviews for these chapters tomorrow, and I will post a video for what time we're starting. But I got to talk to Liz on that one. I'll just do that, and then I'm gonna sit down with her, and I'm gonna figure out a schedule to go live so we can plan it. You know what I mean? We'll do that. We'll make that fair. All right. Is there any questions that anybody wants to have before we bounce out of here? I know I don't want to keep everybody here late on a Friday night. I don't know. Some people's probably, well, I know most of the feral ladies ain't going to the club, but there might be people that want to go to the club here. Friday is supposed to be late, right? Right. You called it the knots. I thought so. I thought that was a good one. What you looking for? The book?
The sanity.
Of all the things I miss my mind the most. Ozzy Osbourne. There's no sanity. You want the book?
I almost won.
You almost won twice? Oh, you beat her? So now I beat her?
No.
No. Who beat her?
No, I've lost
Who beat her?
both games.
Okay, but who beat her?
KK.
KK. Ooh. No questions. Okay, hang on. Let me go back. This is like Saturday combo. Okay, hang on. No questions, but info. Symbol logic languages are like the Chinese symbols correspondent with words. Okay. Oh, thank you for the heart. Feelings on the hive mind and good at predictions. Okay. The hive mind is, I mean, I get it. I mean, they're all made. That is definitely that sucks because you got to, as soon as something's seen, it goes back. So planning, you have to be very, very, you have to watch out. Got to watch out for that. Yeah, the hive mind. That's some crazy crap. But at the same time, also we have to remember though, if you Ixnay the creator of the Dark Welder, you get all of those people. You know what I'm saying? You get all the things they created. So that is kind of cool. You just got to figure out who's in charge of what, you know? And I guess the question, which makes me wonder now, if that's how that goes, there had to be originally one Vinny who was the brother. So he had to make another Vinny. So does that mean there's one original old Vinny who, if you just kill, it's like Dracula. If you get Dracula, you get rid of all of them. That's my next thing right there. So thank you. So that's where my mind's going right now. Be kicked out. I don't know what they're everything about the wyvern sucks. Loving that color on you. She looks good in every color. It's disgusting. I mean, seriously, she looks good in everything. And you know you didn't say anything, but did you clock what drew the wyvern in the first place? What was drawing the wyvern in the first place? What do you mean? I don't know if I'm asking. I'm not sure. I don't know which. Them helped us figure out with the offering to the Vinny. It does. You forgot it. Go. You know about it. The Vinny just an MLM. Ah, the Vinny and MLM. That's funny. They're a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid like Michael Scott said, because see, a pyramid goes up, right? But see, this one, like, okay, here, let me show you the difference between the Vinny and a pyramid scheme, okay? Oh, wait, that's your notebook, sorry. So a pyramid scheme, okay, so a pyramid scheme, like, see, they start here, right? And then they go up like that. Oh, wait, they're not showing. And they go like that, right? A pyramid, so they go up like that. But see, the Vinny, they work from the top and then they go down. You see what I mean? Yeah, they go down. So that's they go down. Yeah. Thank you, Michael Scott. That was from my daughter. Sorry, we love The Office around here. Okay, but back to it. What was pulling the wyverns? Well, everybody knows. Everybody knows. When the hatchlings came. When the hatchlings came, it was 4 hours or 400 miles, and they were 3 hours or 300 miles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the magic pulse that went out. It was the pulse, and they were 3 hours at the thing, and then the wyverns. So they sent that's why they sent the riderless ones to get there instead of the rider ones, so that way they didn't have to lose anything. I believe. Vinny is like a family tree with a very straight. It's a very straight family tree. Is my arm that crooked, or am I just is my camera crooked? That's so. Anyway, that's wild. Oh, yes, the Vinny or a Ponzi scheme. Definitely a Ponzi scheme.
You need to do like a morning over coffee.
A morning over coffee live.
One day, just for sillies. You don't have to read.
Yeah. I need to do that.
Like coffee and chit chat.
I thought Taryn ate the Griffin. I thought that was so cool. I thought Taryn ate a Griffin. Oh, I found a whisker. Cat whisker, just so y'all seen.
I have a collection.
It's Sunday morning. I would do things tomorrow morning, but I personally have a plan tomorrow. I will be busy until like 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Breakfast with wise, coffee and dragons.
Like, listen, every morning this is what I do after we take the kids to school, just so everybody knows. If I need
tea with Saggy and Tarnisha.
Right, I need to do maybe just chilling lives in the morning, because after I take the kids to school, I come home, we do our daily list of chores that we got to get done, and then I literally come here and ruin visits, and then I either read and I make my videos, or freaking I sit here and answer y'all's questions and comments and TikToks.
Mon, what does your daughter keep them in?
Mon, what does your daughter keep the whiskers in? I told her she needs to get an old salt and pepper shaker. Boo, I'm running interviews Sunday. I'm working interview. What time though, Q? I think you're like that because Q, aren't you West Coast? I think you're West Coast. For me, coffee for you would be a different time. So it'd be like a lunch coffee for me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what time do you normally have a glass jar? What time do you normally do your coffee? Because I usually do my coffee for me is about, on the weekday now, is about 9 o'clock in the morning. Is about the time I finally get my coffee, between 9 and 9:30. Now on the weekend, it depends. Listen, I'm one of those.
We get up at 7 or we get up at 9?
I'm in Seattle, so 9 to 1 I'm working. Oh, okay, you had a whole spot. Okay, so listen, this is the thing. If I tell somebody I'll wake up, I'll wake up. I have an alarm set for 7 o'clock every day, but it doesn't mean I'll get up. That would be too sleepy tea time. Ooh. Okay. So we'll figure it out. I'll start going live during the day just to talk. What are my feelings with the Flyers? I like the Flyers. I'm excited for these 2Q. Okay, as for the Flyers, I like it. It's like, listen, you got to have it. You have to have everybody when you're fighting an adversary or an enemy that can create wyverns. You know what I mean? So but it's hard. It's hard. You've had people fighting each other for years and years and years. You know what I mean? And then they just got to stop and accept it. It's rough, but yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy. But it's for the greater good, and it's. I'll say one thing. It sucks, but if you want to live, sometimes you got to swallow your pride, and that's the hardest thing to do. And I've had to work with people that I do not like and swallow my pride, and sometimes they outrank me, even though I knew that they couldn't tie their own shoe. But you in charge, all right, let's go and get the mission done. So the travel for everyone with the flyers, yeah, that was Lulu. Yeah, I liked her. Like I would have, like I'm not gonna lie. If we would have lost Kat and we could have kept Lulu and what's her name, Marin, I would have been happy with that. I would have been happy for that. Okay, so the way the U.S. military works, when Mon is actually, like I said, I think I said the Air Force, but maybe the Navy. Okay, so the way the military branches work, right? Okay, so it's an inner-running joke with ourselves. And I don't know if you get to see it down there, but basically we have the new Space Force, which they're like, Space Force, potato, aliens. They're out of this world. They're a weird group of people, okay? We love them, but they're a very weird group of people. And then we have the Coast Guard. Now, none of the military branches really were like the Coast Guard. They're like our redheaded stepchild. They're a part of the military, but they're the Coast Guard. You know what I mean? We understand. They do great work, but you go home every night. Okay? You don't deploy. We love them, but they're the Coast Guard. Okay? Now, when we get to the major four branches, the way it is usually represented as, which way should we start? The Marines. We'll start with the Marines. We love the Marines. The Marines are scary people, okay? The Marines, we call them the crane eaters, okay? I'm not being rude. Ask them. They will tell you their favorites. They love to eat crayons. The Marines are Marines, okay? The Marine, they got the name from when the shit hits the fan, and if you were to throw poop and make it hit a fan, it would go bling. That's the sound. That's how they got the name Marines, okay? They go in and they are literally the devil dogs, okay? Now, yes, exactly. 1 year, exactly. Now you see where I'm with, right? Blunt object. Marines, we need that town. Love them. We love them. And then you have us Army guys, okay? Now, the Army guys are basically a bunch of ADHD with a touch of the tism, hyped up on energy drinks and caffeine that are instructed by a bunch of guys who went to college and do nothing but drink. Okay? That is how we are. But we at least have a GED. I mean, the Marines do too. I'm just playing. But we use our brain, okay? We have a little bit of critical thinking. Just a little bit. We understand things. Now, when you go to the Navy call themselves the Seamen. The joke's right itself. I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? We love the Navy because they give us rides on their big boats across the sea. We love the Navy. The Navy's cool, but the Navy scare us, okay? The Navy scares us. They call themselves Seamens. You ever seen a whale eat a submarine? That's why they call them Seamens. Anyway, digressing. My grandfather was a Navy seaman, submarine mariner, so I can say that. Piece of shit. Anyway, digressing. Now, the Air Force, they're our office people. We call them the chair force, okay? They get all the fanciness. They get the nice recloungers. They go to hotels. We go to tents, okay? We don't like the Air Force unless they have to give us rides on their helicopters and airplanes. That's the only time we see them, okay? The Air Force, they go on deployments for like 30 days and they rotate out. While the Navy, they go like I think it's like 4 and 5 and 6 month rotations on their boats. I'm not 100% sure anymore. And then you have the Army and the Marines where we're like, hey, we're gone for a year. right after we were in the field for 3 months, right after we were in the field for 2 months, right before we were gone for another year and a half. So that's how it kind of was. So us in the Marines, we don't like each other, but we respectfully work with each other. When you make us work with the other people, we don't like them. That's how it kind of works out. I guess you would describe it. But I would say this much. If we were jumping out of an airplane and the Marines saw the Army guys jumping out without a parachute or jumping with the parachute, Marines are like, wait, Army jumping without a parachute? With a parachute? They'll take it off. They got to one-up us because they're that much stronger. New theories or predictions at this point?
We're just there to give the Army rides, either on a boat.
Yeah, exactly. The Air Force and the Navy, they give us good rides and they make sure our listen. I'm not going to go there.
Uber X and Uber Black.
Yes. Listen. You think it's funny? If y'all want to see something funny, find an Army guy who's never been on an Air Force base before, and then go look at an Army base, and then go watch the Army guy go on an Air Force base. It's like, y'all remember Will Smith on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in West Philadelphia when he gets out and he's like, and he's looking like, oh my God, that's what it's like. Okay, that's the stark difference. West Philadelphia and Bel-Air, Army and Air Force. I'm just saying. Okay, predictions. Navy and Air Force, they're smart. That's why they went to the Army and the Air Force and Navy. My uncle said I should have joined the Air Force, but I didn't. I think I just broke the chair. What predictions on what part though? Like, what? It's too low though. We're gonna have to build I guess we're gonna have to build another riser. It's all right. Okay. Prediction. Ooh, we can do that. Prediction. What predictions on what? What part are we going? I have a lot of in my head. Chode's gonna die a miserable schmealing schmef. Okay. Prediction. Cat and Chode fall happily in love and go flying off a cliff. Let's go, baby. How about that one? No. I'm sorry. No. So she like the ward. She's gonna get the wards up. She needs for the big ward stone that they tried to put the blood on. Maybe it's like they need 6 different wards or the blood and fix and wards and runes and then lightning. Like it needs a battery. So that's gonna start. Let's start with how joining the Flyers will affect the revolution. Oh, okay. So, if we're going to go with there, once Mama and the rest of the Choda holes, we're going to call them the Chode Army, the Army of Chodes. I don't even know what to call them people. Once they find out the Flyers, it's going to get crazy. They're going to have to find a way. Ooh, are they going to be fighting a war on 2 fronts? That's a tough one. They're going to have to figure that out. But I think, something tells me I still have issues with Milgren. General Milgren, I still think like he knows something. And I think Mama Sorengale is trying to get in. That's why she's having to stay and she hasn't come. Okay. If you really want to know where I think at some point, I think Mama Sorengale is going to end up with General Milgren and getting rid of him, and that's going to bring the rest, and then we're going to fight the Vinny. But I don't know how far that's going to go because I think there's still we got Onyx Storm left, and then there's still more story after that. So I'm not 100% sure how far this will go. But yeah, they're not going to be happy when they find out. Yeah, they're definitely not going to be happy when they find out that they're flying with the Flyers. You can't teach them that, the clearances, teach this, that, or the other. But honestly, if it's me, I'm trying to teach them riders some things and try to keep them as secret as possible and almost use them as like a special bird forces. You know what I mean? In certain areas, I don't know if they're louder or small. I have to figure it out. So that's what I have there. The Vinnies. I think the Vinnies, again, my biggest thing with the Vinny, I think my biggest theory is there. I think there's one head Vinny, and if they find him, they wipe all the Vinny out. Yeah. I think there's that. And I think Milgren and the rest of the people at Basgaiath know how the wards are supposed to go. They just don't want to turn them on. They're just, you know, being douches. All right. Is there anything else? Anything else? But it makes more sense if McLaren. Interesting theories. McLaren is a. I mean, I could see that. I could see Milgren being with the Revolution. But see, I mean, it does make sense, but see, my thing with Milgren and being in the Revolution is if Milgren was in the Revolution, he doesn't have that. I mean, does he have the three signet rule? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's that one. I'd have to think about that one. It is. It's a bigger General Milgren being with Team Rev is definitely. I have to. It's more compelling and it's definitely a better story. And I have to see how that layers work out to see how he fits in and how he's given the information. You know. I have to think. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I think I can come up with a few ways on that one. I have to think. Now you got me thinking on that. I like that. Thank you, Bobby. That was a good one. Right, and absolutely, that's what I'm saying. It could definitely be part of the cover for letting it go. He needs the outcome. Excuse me. But now, I mean, see, but this is my question about that, though. But see, this is my whole thing. I mean, the dragons can choose to not, but like, can the dragons choose? Because even if General Milgren, the three signets, the dragons can talk to each other, right? So can't Kodiak, and like, wouldn't they just? And that's why I still don't fully know all the dragon pieces and stuff. Because Terran tells the dragons, share the dragons. Your dragons still get to choose. They always share it to all the dragons. The dragons talk. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Markham is definitely with the scribes. He's a chode for sure. I think Markham is definitely a fucking chode, Vinny chode. But we got at least 2 chapters tomorrow. We're doing 2 chapters tomorrow, right? Yeah, 46, 47. We might figure a way to do that one if it's a special one. But I think right there, I think it's almost 10 o'clock. I think we're going to end it here. What's that? Who else is a chode, my love? Darvo? Oh, yeah. Just so everybody knows, Liz, she's doing the tandem read on Throne of Glass, and she just met Darvo. Said motherfucking child. I love when she gets mad. It's great. But all right, folks. Good night, everyone. Night, P. Hey, P, you're up there. Stay warm. It's supposed to get cold. DW, you too. Y'all in the negative temperatures.
Stay warm.
For that northeast. As normal. Anybody else? Do you need the... anybody still here need the Discord link before we bounce out? Bye, P.
Bye, Banks.
No, she does the audiobook. She does the audiobook. Oh, thank you. She's pinned. Oh, unpinned. She's going to pin the comment. She'll get it pinned. Bye, Mon.
It wasn't letting me pin it earlier either. I tried.
I see people. I don't understand.
No, it's like a TikTok thing. It said
TikTok.
comment couldn't be pinned. Please try again later. And I kept getting the same arrow. It like flashes up at the top while you're trying to pin it.
Right.
And it pins it for a second, but then it like undoes
drops
it and you get the error. So I think it's just
I'll have to check this.
some of the problems that TikTok's having right now because
they're still
upgrading and or relocating
servers in the weather. Like and I got to figure out what the words. That's fine. All right, I'll wait a few more minutes. I got to figure out what like triggers.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to snow flurries in Florida. They say.
Yeah, that's wild. I got to figure out for harassment. Like, is it
Oh.
something I said? We'll pull that over in a second.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think when you can't say.
I think they're schmilled.
Yeah, you can't say that. You gotta say like unalive or deleted or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, pin. Oh, I can pin. Looks like it went unpin, pin. See something pin and unpinning. I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I got to come up when it says those. I got to figure those out.
somebody was saying maybe put it like entertainment purposes or something. We can try to put it in the boxes later. Put it in there like fiction.
Oh, in our yeah.
Purposes
I
or
got
something.
you. We'll figure it out. All right,
So
folks.
peacefully, I mean,
Yeah. No, people just walk in and see me. This motherfucking show. No, I get it. We'll tweak the words. We'll get it. Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. And to see, it only pins for a minute. That's what stinks.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out. Yeah. All right. Anyway, folks, we'll figure it out. We'll do it. If not, there's other things. We'll figure it out. Until next time, folks. See you tomorrow. See you mañana tomorrow. Later, everyone. Have a good night.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. You too, Miss Wolverine. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the likes and
Bye,
comments.
besties.
Bye.